On this episode of the Wicked Wally webcast, we are joined by Rav of Calgary Alberta Speed Power Metal Masters, Ravenous. Let's do this.
We need you to sing with us on this one, Warriors.
Hello, Wicked Warriors. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means? It's time for yet another action-packed episode of the Wicked Wally webcast, soon to be the best. Actually, you know what? We are the best hard rock, heavy metal talk show on the planet. Gotta get used to that, changing it up. Used to be, now we are now. All right, yes, this show is broadcast to you live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So wherever you're watching this show, you are part of the show tonight. This is an interactive show. We already have a ton of people on the show tonight. My guest tonight is a Twitch streamer as well, including as a musician, a talented musician. So he's brought over his audience already. So we're kicking it up with a lot of people already tonight. So that's a wicked way to start off the show. Thanks everyone for joining. I think they're called, what they said earlier in the chat, they are the Birds. Let the birds know you're alive, says Rav in the chat. So yes, about tonight's show is episode 36. Episode 36 of Season 2, Calgary Alberta's Speed Power Metal Masters Ravenous have a new album slated for release on October 22nd. Their 2019 album show, this one, their 2019 album, Eat the Fallen, is one of Wally's all-time fave. So I'm eagerly awaiting new binge-worthy tunes from this incredible band. Frontman Rav will be joining us. That's who's going to join us tonight. Frontman Rav, lead vocalist. Rav is also has an extensive solo project. We'll talk a bit about that, and does guest vocals on countless projects, and is also an avid video game streamer, which I already mentioned tonight. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with Rav. If you've never watched this show before, well, we are on Twitch. We are on Twitch, YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a follow, and actually, let's do this. Yes, Joel Topsy. I like that name. Joel Topsy, thanks for following us on Twitch. Who else we got here? There's some more going to be coming in. There we go. Oh, Annie D. Thank you so much for following us on Twitch. We got a few more coming in. There you go. It's backlog. Anyway, we don't want to ruin the flow of the show. Let's keep things going. There's actually a few there. Amy Chintz has also followed, and R.A. Voltaire, our guest for tonight. So before we go ahead and introduce our guests, I want to let folks know quickly how they can support the show. Some more follows. Oh, that's the same one again. Thanks for following the channel. All right, I want to let everyone know how they can support the show. We have a merch page, a merchandise page. All the links are in the description below. You can join our merch page, streamlabs.com/Wicked Wally webcast merch. All kinds of merchandise, all kinds of great stuff on there. This is the toque we're seeing here right now, and a lot of great stuff on there. on the merch page. You can check that out, or you can just click our donate button. You can donate to the show that way as well, or just follow us. Honestly, my biggest goal with this show is just to get people watching it. That's what I want people to do, is watch it and enjoy it. Anyways, without further ado, I want to introduce our guest for tonight. Also, my co-host, actually. Quickly, Vito. Vito, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Hello. How's it going? Oh, no, that's not me.
You're looking a little pale there, Vito. You're looking like you need to eat a little more.
I do need to eat a little more. That is the truth.
All right, I did that joke 2 weeks in a row, but that's okay. We probably have new people here. It doesn't matter. How's it going tonight, man? You and I are both big fans of this band, so.
Dude, that's an understatement. Like, one of my most favorite live shows I've been to in the past few years has been a Ravenous show. And I'm just super stoked to talk to Rav. I've always I've met celebrities in the past, but like, it's funny when I see Rav like out and about in the community, I'm like a little nervous to like chat with him. I don't know, it's weird. I have like a little bit of a fanboy, so tonight I'm like, oh, don't do this.
He's just a man. He just puts his pants on one leg at a time. And without further ado, Rav, you're not showing your camera, buddy. Maybe that was intentional. There we go.
I was waiting for the grand reveal. I was just sitting here eating cheese, waiting for you guys to...
That was actually pretty smart. We would have caught you. It's okay. There's a lot of cheese on this program. Wah, wah. Anyway, so that cheesy jokes, more like it. We got a ton of folks in the chat watching right now. Thank you so much. So yes, if you are watching, follow us on Twitch. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel as well. Actually, we're very, very close to having 100 subscribers on YouTube. And once that happens, I become a real boy and I can have a real link and stuff like that. So I think we're only like 7 away. So if everyone watching tonight went out and subscribed to the Wicked Wally Webcast YouTube channel, we could make that 100 milestone tonight. So I'd really appreciate it if folks would help with that. And Rav, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I've wanted to interview you for a very long time. Back on the radio days, we repped your music a ton. But I actually didn't get a chance to interview you. When you wanted to come on the show, I had so many interviews going on, and I was being such an interview hog, basically, on our show. I'm like, man, I should give this to Laws, my co-host Laws. I think that would be a much better, be a fit. You two are buds, so that would be a lot better. So that was still one of my favorite episodes of my old show, and I'm not even on it. Is when you and Laws you basically went through the old album track by track, and you played the songs that were the bands and the songs that inspired those tracks. Yeah. How's your cheese?
That is completely correct. Sorry, I just want to let you do your thing. I was just typing in something. I was just throwing in your link for the sub in the chat. So that all of our
thanks,
viewers
man.
Can sub to your stuff real easy.
Jeez, you got my back.
I was
totally got my
chewing
back.
cheese.
And and for those who are watching the stream right now, we do watch music videos and comment on them. We're going to be watching the new music videos from Ravenous. Once we get through the first music video, which will be easily in the next 30 minutes here, I'm going to do this after. So I talked about this on stream earlier. I'm going to be going ahead. I'm going to be eating one of these. They're called, I think, 1,000-year-old eggs, preserved duck egg. Yeah, preserved duck egg.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Preserved
so
duck.
good, dude. They're so delicious.
Oh, seriously?
Well, I mean, unless you're weird, but yeah, man. Well,
I've had
sing in a band that's all about eating food, so.
Oh, nice.
We're into weird foods.
All right, sweet. Yeah, because I like the salted duck egg, but I've never tried this. It looks disgusting. It's like black and gelatinous, and it's a duck egg. So after that, just don't let me forget. I will be eating one of these on stream just for fun. I mean, people do crazy stuff to get people to watch, right? All right, so we're gonna do that tonight, and so Rav, brand new album. Vito and I had a chance to listen to it. Vito, what were your first impressions listening to the album?
It was fantastic. Like, front to back. And also the bonus track, when I first started listening to it, I was just like, is this? Oh, it totally is. I'm not giving anything away. Yeah. But the bonus track was unexpected and awesome. It also passed the gym test. I listened to it at the gym a few nights ago. So that really helped. Although I'm someone who needs to really slowly warm up. And the first few songs on the album don't let me slowly warm up. So I got going a little faster than I intended. So I had to shift the the way it plays is really good. It has a good flow, so it's good. It's just not good for warming up lightly. I'll tell you that.
No, there's no warming up lightly. Same thing when we play live. There's no starting with the slow songs and then moving to the fast ones. It's just you start fast. Be warmed up or fucking kick rocks, nerd.
Exactly. No, it's fantastic. I loved it, and I have so many questions.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm just sitting here eating cheese.
All right, yeah. So the brand new album, like I said, I got to listen to it as well. I was thoroughly impressed. I'm going to talk about some of my favorites on the album a little bit later in the show. Before getting into that, though, one thing I like to do is when there's only one member of the band can make the interview, which happens all the time. I like to pay some love to the other members of the band. So I want to go pull up a group photo of all of you. Oh, that's the wrong view. There you go. Of course, that's the photo I picked, right? Yeah, very serious band.
Very serious band. I had somebody just saw a photo of us. He's like, yeah, and I chose not to listen to you guys because I thought you'd be like Watain, and I'm like not really into black metal. I'm like, did you see this picture? I don't know if you know, but like I'm literally sitting here eating cheese. Like we're in a power metal band, so
right? Yes.
We do the cheesiest, funnest things we possibly can. Like if we are not having a blast doing what we're doing, it's not worth doing.
Yeah,
oh, for sure.
Totally. And, go ahead, Vito.
What's that photo taken? That looks like the Nordegg mines or something.
It was in Banff. We had our photographer Monica Deviat. She's a local hero for doing amazing photography for shows and a bunch of other things. And yeah, she gave us the location. She was like, there's a spot in Banff. It's a little bit of a hike. I didn't realize after 2 years of sitting on my ass during COVID that I would be like, everyone else just walking normally, and I'm like, slow down. Like, we're just walking. I'm like, slow down. Yeah, it was amazing. It was a blast. Fun fact. Or wait, I don't want to give away the surprise. I don't know if Wally's talking about the fun fact. There's a bear.
No,
there's a bear that walked by nearby, and we were just like, "Fuck!
Oh shit! Seriously?
Run? Do we not run? What are we doing?" So we all just started screaming the clause of the law, and it just fucked off. It was great.
We got some love for this picture in the chat here. Jolipsy is caw 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 caw.
All the subs for the Rav Twitch channel have access to all the Ravenous emotes.
Those are freaking wicked. I like those emotes. I'm like, I don't usually. Maybe I'll go in for the sub. Anyway, yeah. So I want to talk about the different members of the band. Let's start off with Jake. Now, Jake, from my understanding, Jake Wright. I'm assuming he's always right. No, I'm just kidding. Jake Wright. He's. No, Jake Wright. I'm just kidding. He's a huge part of the band and in the songwriting process for Ravenous, isn't he? Like he's a major part of the writing of the music, isn't he?
Yeah. He's my right hand man. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't even argue it. He's the other half of Ravenous, right? Like all the guys contribute a lot, but Jake is just on a whole new level, man. This band wouldn't be what it is without him. So.
Well, I'll talk about it a bit later, but actually, I looked after at the album credits, and because I got a press copy, and my personal favorite track, besides the bonus track, which I love as well, Vito, my favorite track, the album we'll talk about a bit later, is one written by Jake. The music and the lyrics are written by him. So I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay, wow, cool, very cool.
Yeah, totally, man.
All right, so we got Jake. Next up on the docket, we have Next. Hold on.
Next.
Instagram.
Next.
Let's go.
Next. Okay, we have. Oh, there we go.
We have Gilbert Gottfried.
We have Gilbert Gottfried. I love it. We're gonna watch that later too. This album's horrible. Bag of rats, something like that. Valix, we have here. So, what can you tell us about Valix? He's your bass player. What can you tell us about Valix?
Yeah, he's the bassist, but he's the black metal influence and the punk influence. He's the guy that brings in a lot of the woes and a lot of the blast beats.
Well, Black Pestilence, right? He's the frontman of the Black Pestilence band, right?
Yeah, that's right. For fans of like Toxic Holocaust and stuff like that, like DIY punk, black metal, really awesome shit, man. Like I've been a huge fan of his band for a long time, so it kind of made sense to have him join us when the time came to create the project.
All right, next, and this time it's going to work. There we go. And next we have Dave. Oh, how do you say that last name? Krunkovic?
Cernkovich.
Cernkovich. I love his outfit, by the way. Here, I was interested to find out that wasn't it your girlfriend that put together this outfit, created this outfit for him?
Yeah. He ended up getting my partner. To make his outfit for him, and it turned out pretty great. I mean, whatever, man. Girlfriend, partner, whatever. It's all the same shit.
Okay. Good. Just want to make sure. Yeah.
Dave's awesome, man. He plays in a polka band as well. You don't know, like sometimes he's busy on tour because he's busy playing polka, and he just fucking rakes in the cash playing polka. So I'm just like, hey, man, you do you. But he brings so much shit to the band, and you know, obviously, like when we're writing, he's the one to come up when I'm done writing the demos, and he's like, a real drummer would never play that. I'm like, how the fuck do I know? I'm not a drummer.
I had to look too in older photos. I'm like, is that the same guy? Like, he's got such a different look now with the hair long on one side and the beard. Doesn't even look like the same drummer. I thought for a second you got a different drummer from last time I saw you. I'm like, no, that's the same guy.
Hell no, man. Hell no. Drummers are hard to come by.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, definitely.
Especially good ones.
All right, and well, last but not least, because we have you here, but last but not least, Skylar Mills, frontman of WMD when Minds Develop, and he's officially a member of the band now. I think he was a hired gun for a little while there, or was he not? It was a while before.
A little bit, but I mean, he was official on the first album. Skylar's always been a part of the band. The issue where the confusion came in is like he had some critical, like Journeyman's Test or something to do right in the middle of our Ailstorm tour. So that was the only reason why I jumped up and played guitar on that one tour. But like otherwise, he's a member of the band, man, and he's part of everything. He wrote the song on the new album, March of Hunger. That was his track.
That's
very true to the Ravenous style.
Yeah, that's my second favorite song on the album, actually. It's the one that he wrote, so that's pretty cool. He's also credited with guitar solos on, at least adding to the guitar solos on many of the tracks as well. So he's definitely a part of the band. He has his own flair and flavor in there as well. So it's pretty cool. You got the black metal influence, you got thrash influence. It's a speed power metal band, but you also have those darker elements and almost like an operatic influence from you, Rav. So with your vocals. And
totally.
Yeah, and you've done a number of things as well before Ravenous, but the thing is, you've done so much since you started this band. That's what I want to focus on. I kind of it'd be fun to look at some of those past bands and stuff, but I think it's more fun because you've done so much since starting this band. It's ridiculous. So that's what I want to focus on tonight, and I definitely want to focus on the new album. So the brand new album, let's pull that up as well. Here's the album cover. Love the artwork. Here's the album cover. Hubris. So all songs about power and the demise of people, of arrogance, the demise because of arrogance of powerful people, right?
Yeah, you nailed it.
So you have Edgar there on the front of the album there. Edgar on the front of the album there. Yeah, what's the story behind?
That's our mascot.
What's the story behind Edgar?
So that's our mascot. Sorry, there's a bit of an audio delay. We're just trying to skip on interrupting each other. So that's our mascot, Edgar. There's always a part of all of our tracks and all of our album covers, all of our artwork. There's always the bird-based guy that's there, and that was coming up from being like a big Iron Maiden fan. I mean, obviously between the war between Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, I'll always pick Priest. But other than that, the whole it starts as a marketing thing. It grows into a community thing. That's something so that when you see it, like that's a Ravenous shirt. I know because I see Edgar on it. I don't even know what the song is, what the album is, whatever it may be. And we have artwork for most of our singles, and it's just like that's the mascot. That's the guy. And that's how we know.
So is he like a crow or like a vulture or something that would eat what kind of bird is Edgar? Or is it not a bird? Yeah.
And who does your artwork?
That's a good question.
That artwork.
Sorry, go ahead, man. I'm getting on the delay. I'm just gonna wait a solid 3 seconds before replying to any of your questions from now on. The artwork is done by a bunch of different artists. The one that did the album cover for Hubris, his name is Mok Lutfi from Indonesia. He's an Indonesian artist. He's fucking incredible. He did a couple other the singles that are going to be coming out too. But the guy's just awesome, does amazing work, and he just nailed it exactly on the head of what we were looking for. Like, I sent him a bunch of stuff, and the funniest thing about it is he basically just like, I don't know, he doesn't speak English very well, so I imagine he took everything I said, which was like a 4-page PDF, and just threw it into Google Translate into Indonesian, and was like, all right, yeah, like, I'll get a good enough idea of this, and then just came out with the perfect album cover.
It's funny you say that he's from Indonesia, because Wally, didn't your artwork come from Indonesia as well?
Yeah, the logo. Yeah, the Wicked Wally webcast logo. Yeah, and I drew the shitty thing using like a combination of Microsoft Paint and like Word with W's and some horns, and I'm like, here, make this look good, make this look cool, and yeah, he returned something that's very marketable. You instantly recognize it. It's simple. It looks good on clothes and everything. So I was very, very happy when I got the logo back. That was on the first try too. It was no, didn't have to make any changes or anything like that. He just like, here you go. So incredible
nice when it works out that way.
Yeah, incredible artists out that way. Yeah, so folks in the chat are actually talking about what Edgar probably eats. Joel Topsy says Edgar eats French fries probably. you suspect he's a Raven. Oh, of course he's a Raven, right? Edgar Allan Poe, right? Edgar.
There you go.
Yes.
Now you guys are connecting the
Of
dots.
course he's a Raven. That makes perfect sense. Your chat knows. Your fans know. Your fans know better than the three of us. Oh, you're chatting as well. Yeah, it's weird to see your comments in the chat tonight, Rav. Actually, I usually don't have my guests.
Yeah, I'll
chatting.
stop doing that. Actually,
No.
I should stop doing that.
No, I'll just
chatting with people as I'm doing the interview.
No worries, man. This is actually kind of fun. I like how you rated our channel. Okay, great. So, one last thing I want to promote for you guys before we get started. I want to check out your latest music video for Die a Thousand Deaths. I should say. I shouldn't say it wrong. And I want to pull up you have an event coming up. You have actually 2 events coming up. I don't know the Calgary date. I don't know if it's been officially announced. I got a press release for it, but you have Edmonton dates here for the album release party, October 9th, 2021.
That is
I want to go to that so bad.
Starlight Room.
No idea.
Well, then fucking go.
I'm leaving to Hawaii the next day. I don't know if I can make it. I should. What time are doors at?
I don't know, man. Talk to the promoter. They're at
8.
8? I can make it there.
8.
I can make it.
Awesome.
Done work at 6. I'll make it there.
Isn't there?
I don't know what time doors are.
Isn't there? There's going to be a Calgary show too, as well, right?
Right. October 15th.
Yeah, at
We're
Dickens.
going to be playing over at Dickens. Yeah. And
Nice.
that's because COVID's been fucking up our touring plans. It's been kind of ruining everything. Everything's unsure, and we're playing it safe. We can't run the risk of booking any more shows and having them get canceled. So we're just playing it safe, doing local shows, call it a day, leave everything else online.
Yeah, you guys are probably hoping things would be better. I think we all were. I think we were all hoping things would be better by this point and not be as fucked up as they were.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. We were all hoping things would be better. And then the other big announcement is the Hyperspace Metal Festival, the 3rd one in Vancouver, April 15th, 2022. Hyperspace with Head Striker, Witherfall, Iron Kingdom, Helium Prime, Ravenous, Archon Legion.
Our pals and Paladin.
Oh, okay. Pals and Paladin, nice.
Yeah. Pals and Paladin, yeah. No, a lot of amazing bands going to be playing that, man. It's that's one of my favorite times. That's honestly like Canada's prog power. So I love that it's in its 3rd year and like growing at a very fast rate, because we've already got people that are just like flying out from the US and just coming to hang out with us. And it's nice to have us be the fucking destination for once, rather than us as Canadians always flying out somewhere else to go to festivals.
Definitely, yeah.
So
definitely.
Shout out to Joey Hawken from Journeyman Productions for putting that on.
Sick, man. Sick.
Wally, looks like we're going to have to do a road trip.
should I bring the kid along too?
Why not? Get some headphones, earmuffs.
Do it.
All right, so next thing I want to bring up here, I want to talk about the new album. This was a cool post. These are folks that help with the album, involved with the album. There you go. Those are some great photos. So yeah, we have a number of folks here. We have top left. You want to say who everyone is here? Top left is.
Yeah, so top left is Frederick Nordstrom. He is the incredible award-winning mixing and mastering producer of the album. He did bands like In Flames, Timo Borgir, Powerwolf, Opeth, Dark Tranquility. Like the list goes on, man. The guy is
at the gates,
incredibly
Firewind.
talented.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, like we can go on forever. There's a whole
Definitely.
media page.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see all of his work, but he basically the guy to the right of him, Robert Kukla. I got a really bad habit of finding the worst photo that I possibly can of our guests and like our support staff. So the guy on the right, Robert Kukla, is he actually used to live in Calgary. He lives out in Gothenburg right now, and he has a studio called Obsidian Studios. He was doing the vocal editing for one of our tracks. I think he was doing it for March of Hunger, actually, that second favorite track of yours. And Frederick Nordstrom, whose studio is next door, he ends up just walking by and kind of pops his head in and goes, "What the fuck is this?" He goes, "Oh, this is my friends from Canada, Ravenous." He goes, And he like listens for a bit. And he's like, "This is really fucking cheesy. I have to mix this." He's like, "Can you contact them and tell them to get in touch with me?" And so he sends me the message. He's like, "Hey, Freddie wants to mix and master some cheesy power metal. You guys down?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess we're down." And middle of the pandemic, end up working with Nordstrom on it. It was awesome.
Excellent.
That's incredible.
Here's a face I immediately recognized. Sasha Laskow.
Yeah, good old Sasha, brother Sasha. He was doing a lot of work with us already from the first album, and so naturally we've been working with him on the second. But when Freddie came in the picture, we basically just like, "Hey man, Freddie wants to work with us. Want to just help us with some other things that we need to do." And he's like, "Okay, of course,
yes,
do your thing, right?" Like it's one of those awkward moments that you kind of realize that you're truly friends with someone. You can say, "Hey, some gigantic producer wants to work with us. Can we just hire you for like some other?" So Sasha did a lot of the demo mixing. He did a lot of the drum processing and things like that, and just helped us kind of hone in our sound before sending everything to Freddie. So he was still a massive help. And then on the bottom right, the good old butt is Pete Klassen from Stryker. You guys recognize them from the backside, but Pete helped us a lot with the translation. So for those who don't know, when you're on a Japanese record label, which shout out to Spiritual Beast, they always need bonus tracks for you to add to the Japanese version of an album. Yeah. That's why we have those bonus tracks. So we decided we wanted to do a Japanese version of one of our English songs, and we contacted Pete. He's fluent in Japanese. He's lived there for 10 years, and he not only helped us translate it, but gave us like phonetic mapping, like every little syllable, just to like make sure it was perfect. So huge help out, and it was honestly amazing for him to do that. So we were really happy with Pete's work.
When I first heard that song, when I first heard Die a Thousand Deaths, the Japanese version, I'm like, did Rav learn Japanese in order to be able to sing this song? Like, do you know what you're singing? Actually, do you know what the words mean at least while you're singing them in that song?
I mean, I assume so, because I assume they're translated directly from the English lyrics. Right. But for all I know, Pete could have had me singing about penises and butts, and that's just on the recording now. I just trusted him that he translated it properly.
Be the biggest troll ever. Oh, it'd be hilarious if that was the case.
I had the same question. I was wondering, like, someone had to have worked with you to get that Japanese version down, and you killed it, man. You'd never know that wasn't a Japanese. Well, to a white person, you'd never know it wasn't a Japanese.
Whoa, easy there, champion. I'm not white, all right? These lights are very bright, but let's get easy there.
No. He means to himself.
To my ears.
Oh, to your ears. Okay.
Yeah. He wasn't talking about you.
Man, I'm like, we get minority grants. Don't be fucking calling me white.
No. To my whitewash ears. That's what it was.
Vito's. If you didn't see
part was when the label.
Go ahead.
Sorry, the delay is fucking killing me here. The best part was when the label was the ones who said it. They're like, you can tell that you are very clearly not Japanese, but your pronunciation is perfect. And like, that was the perfect backhanded compliment from our label. To be like, you said everything perfectly, but everyone will always know, like, you will never be Japanese. Fuck you. I'm like, okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's probably partially accent. It's probably also maybe just the timbre of your voice. Maybe it just doesn't sound like a Japanese person's voice, right?
Yeah, I mean, fun fact, we actually got our first ever hate mail from Japan.
Whoa, okay, that's a good story.
Someone that was like, oh, like, you want to be big in Japan? Well, fucking lose some weight and shower and shave and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, maybe then, you know, someone will even look at you. And I was just like, oh. And then I started looking up, like, Japanese bands that I love. I'm like, are any of these guys, like, fat and gross? Oh, yeah, and they said to cover our tattoos. I'm like, what? When is this a thing? And then I started looking up. I'm like, fuck, a lot of these guys don't have tattoos. And I realized it's a Japanese cultural thing. I'm like, whatever, man. We're not Japanese. We're not trying to be Japanese. We're trying to do something awesome for our Japanese fans. That's all we give a shit about, man. They've been so supportive of us. And they're always up when I'm up in the middle of the night. So fucking, I love my Japanese fans.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the smallest percentage of a percentage. It's probably only like that one person that probably thinks that way, man. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that. It's funny, though. It must be fun to get, like, I haven't gotten any hate mail yet. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that live on a stream, that I haven't gotten any hate mail yet. Oh, no. What have I done? Okay. Actually, no, that's not true. I actually did have a video that got a whole bunch of dislikes, and that's because I fucked up my audio on the live stream. I was clipping the whole freaking show, so I got a bunch of dislikes on that video. So that happens. That's what happens when you do things live. You don't know it's for sure if everything's going good. But I guess I'm sounding good tonight. No one's yelling at me. So everyone in the chat, let me know if anything sounds messed up. Let's see here. Anything cool in the chat? There's... Go ahead, Vito.
Wally, one sec. I think hate mail is a good thing, though. It means people that don't intend, you not intending to reach out to, are reaching out. You know what I mean? Like, you so broad that, I mean, haters gonna hate, and
that's
the more people that hate, more people, you know that way more like it, right? That's like a big
honestly,
thing.
Man, I love it.
That's a really good point.
Because we really enjoyed it, and we were just like, fuck yeah. We're getting somewhere. Got our first hate mail. All right.
You have it framed in your studio? Is that true? That's awesome. That's sweet. All right, so I want to go ahead and finally listen to Die 1,000 Deaths. The video's been out for a while now, but I do want to check it out and talk a little bit about the music video, a little bit about the song as we go through it. And this is featuring Henrik Yoshito of Ethereal Realm. Is that correct?
Almost. You were so close.
No.
Henrik Yoshio of Aether Realm.
So I got
Super
them all
close, buddy. It's all good.
All wrong. Aether Realm. Hey, Henrik. Okay. And he'll pull up I got a picture of him anyway. So there he is with his cat. Looking badass.
That's the guy, man. He's a beauty.
Yeah, we go. Get a lot of background noise from one of you guys. Yeah, now it's good. Who muted?
Don't look at me, man. I'm using AirPods Pro in an isolated studio. So.
Yeah, it's Vito.
It's me. It's the fan on the laptop. I'm just gonna mute.
Okay, Jesus.
I'll come back when I'm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, Die 1,000 Deaths. I'm gonna go ahead and watch this. We're gonna watch this video. I want to talk about it. This is a kick-ass song. So Hubris, with the theme of Hubris. Who is the character? I think I already know the answer, but who's the character that you're singing about in this track, Rav?
So this is about Akuma from Street Fighter. I mean, without the video, I mean, maybe it would have taken some people a while to get it, but the whole song's about Street Fighter. And I mean, it's my favorite video game. Well, one of my favorite video games. And yeah, my favorite character to play. So the whole thing's about killing your master, the pursuit of absolute power, you know, fuck everything that stands in your way. And you can translate that to real life, you know. We've known a lot of people that love stepping on others to get what they want. So, Hubris.
Love Street Fighter. I think I'm more of a Mortal Kombat guy personally, but yeah.
Me too, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm surprised that I didn't decide. Yeah, it's again speaking of the war between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I'm way more of a Mortal Kombat guy, but somehow the Street Fighter song came out, so it's the way she goes.
It probably works well too with the Japanese audience, though, right? Because they'll be more aware of, like, not to say Japanese don't know about Mortal Kombat, but they'll probably be even more aware of Akuma and the Street Fighter legacy, since it's a Japanese game as well, and you're singing that in Japanese. I think that kind of all comes together. Which version do you want to listen to, actually, Vito or Rav? Do you want to listen to the Japanese version or the English version?
I mean, I prefer the Japanese version, but
yeah.
We'll leave it up to Vito.
I love the Japanese version. It's super cool.
All right, so we'll just have to read the. There we go. Okay, one thing I was looking at when I watched this video and watching this footage, and I look at everything with a critical eye just for doing this kind of stuff. And the question is this considered fair use, this footage, because you've transformed it into this music video? Because this is all from anime. This is all from official anime, right?
Yeah. You know what, man? That's a good question for a lawyer. I'm
Okay.
a singer, so
Okay.
we'll just wait until someone tells us to take it down and sues the pants off of us. So
Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's just keep going.
Well, I can't hear the audio on that.
Oh, no? Rav, can you?
nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that should have been working at the beginning of the show. We had that sound test earlier. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and play the video, and then I'll try to fix it at the same time. We'll see how that goes.
In the meantime, Mr. Rav, I got a question for you.
Okay, actually, the music is playing for folks, but yeah, go ahead, Vito.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, go ahead, go for it.
super off topic. So you did an intro for the podcast, Morganja and Jaggy show. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that was a while ago. Those two close personal friends of mine and did an intro and outro for their podcast.
Yeah, and I remember when you were on Wally's show, I think, and I was like, wait, is this Rav? Like Rav that does the intro to Morganja and Jag show? And then like I texted into the booth, and then they're like, she's like, yeah, it is. It was cool that like I heard that before I heard Ravenous, and I was like, whoa, what is this? It's funny how that works.
That's really fucking funny how that works sometimes, man. But that's just the way things go. I mean, I love that story. Thank you for sharing that with me, because good to know that someone was like, man, is that Rav from, like Rav from the band doing an intro for a stoner podcast?
It was awesome. And it's one of the best intros, too. Anyways.
Hey, guys. Okay, can you hear it now? Yes, perfect. All right, let's do this. So is Akuma like a computer virus, or did a game just crash, or what's the story here? What's going on in this?
So we were playing off of the old school AMVs that you used to get on like shit like Napster and LimeWire.
Okay,
and
yeah.
And also kind of laughing about how kids would always download things and then just start clicking on them and just like crash the family computer. So this was our buddy Nick Rowlett from Church Grim Art. He made this because the idea is that we just wanted to do a lyric video, and the reality is, the basic style of lyric video is just very boring to watch. Like, I'd rather just watch an album cover at that point. So I was happy that he was able to turn it into a more entertaining form of lyric video, both in English and Japanese. He did the same with what was it, Astral Elixir, and we absolutely loved it. So I mean, his style of just making basic videos very entertaining is awesome, and yeah, that's exactly what we were going for. Basically, like, the kid was watching the video, and it fucking now suddenly there's a virus on the family computer.
And it also happens to be the Akuma virus, which is very, very cool. Oh, there you go. Have an Oni fight. Yes. Kuma becomes Oni. Yeah. I'd love to listen to this while I'm playing the game. Like, have it actually be the background music for some character. You know, I could see like when you had your long hair and you had the contacts in and that, I could see you being maybe a character on Street Fighter bonus character.
Yeah, minus the fact that most characters in Street Fighter are jacked. Even the fat ones have 6 packs.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess E Honda would have a 6-pack, a fat 6-pack. That's okay. I think you'd fit in. It'd be fun. They can always give you a 6-pack. It's a video game.
Very true.
Joel Topsy in the chat says, I haven't seen this video yet, but it's fucking brilliant. I agree. Old school media player. I haven't seen that in a long time. Old school media player.
Get all the nostalgia points. This is Heinrich Solo, by the way.
Oh, excellent. Okay, all right, we'll listen to it. And I was gonna say, this also reminds me of Creepypasta. Some of this stuff, the way the computer's being taken over by evil presence. Sick. So that whole part we just heard there, that was Heinrich's solo?
Yeah, that was his solo.
That was
awesome because it's very
awesome.
different from what you hear of him in Aether Realm, right?
Right.
Like melodic death metal band versus like cheesy 80s style.
Right, yeah, very different.
Anime solo.
Yeah, he took to it. He took to it like a champ, though. It was perfect. It fits music perfectly. I still use Winamp though. Actually, that box I still use it. So, am I the only one who still uses Winamp? It just.
I mean, you never know. Everyone's got their personal taste. Other fun fact about this last little bit: the script that's in the back.
Okay.
Is the actual like script from the video game?
Oh yes, it is. Loading Ryu, loading Ball. Oh sweet, yeah. That's freaking cool.
Yes. That was a really awesome point that our buddy Nick just threw into the video. It turned out really awesome.
Hi in the chat, Winamp is badass, but yes, you're the only one who still uses it. It's just so simple.
I didn't know it still worked.
Yeah,
no, you still get it.
Oh yeah, you can still get it. I like the way the rock preset sounds when I play my music. Anyway, that's. Okay. From what there's the Soul Butcher in the chat says, from what I can tell, the pronunciation of the lyrics is accurate. There you go. Excellent. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's finish off the rest of this, and maybe then we'll dig into these delicious. Ref says they're awesome, so I don't know, but they look disgusting. Preserved duck egg. I'm gonna try one of those right after we're done here. Okay. Let's finish the rest of this off. Let's do this. Awesome. Whoa, what happened there? Why are we in gallery view? Who did that?
I fucked up. I started pressing buttons. I fucked things up for you guys. I switched it back. Sorry, as soon as I realized what I did, I pulled it away.
Yeah,
it's go away in a second. My apologies.
I gotta switch it back on my side too. Okay. That's okay.
You gotta tell your viewers not to touch things, man. I don't know these things.
Don't touch things. Don't put us in. That's okay, man. It's no worries. Easy fix. Okay, all right. So that was a great music video. That was the video. I also want to say earlier we were talking about Edgar, and I wanted to pull this sucker out really quick. I picked one of these guys up a while back, the Ravenous Hungry Holidays shirts, one of the Christmas shirts. So hopefully this year I'll be able to wear it around some family. That would be really that'd be a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we learned from last time, don't release the shirt in December because it won't make it by the time Christmas comes.
Yeah,
so
actually,
release it in November this time.
I didn't get it in time. Yeah, and I mean, also too, I mean that more from a global pandemic standpoint. I did get the shirt a bit late, but it's fine. It's still a kick-ass shirt. I can wear it for years to come. So,
yeah,
amazing
absolutely,
shirt.
man. No, we're excited to do more holiday themed things in the years to come.
All right, yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and eat one of these eggs, and you guys can tell me what you think about it.
Dude, I can't wait for this. Lab says they're delicious.
Yeah, so maybe it's not as bad as I think, right? Like, here, I'll do a bit of a. I'll move to the wide cam once I'm done. Here, I'll put the album cover in there too. There you go. I'll move to the wide cam once I start eating it. All right. Individually wrapped. Oh, that looks pretty good. Do I make any scissors for this, or? Oh no, you got it. Oh, down in view. There we go. Riveting. Ooh. Zoom in. No.
Doesn't look that bad.
Okay, let's crack her. Let's crack her open.
Dude, I'm so hungry right now that I would eat like a dozen of those.
Oh, it's very jelly. Oh my god. Can you see that?
Okay. A little dark.
I have a fork here. I think I might just shove the whole thing in my mouth and see what happens. Okay.
Nice. Doing it in true Ravenous fashion. Just shove the whole thing in your mouth.
Actually, that's a good point. Eating something crazy for Ravenous makes sense. Okay, let's go to the... let's switch it to the... all cameras. All right. Are you ready for this? Ooh. Doesn't smell good.
Dude, you don't smell things. You don't smell things before you try new things. Everyone knows that.
It doesn't.
Just gonna say that.
Oh God.
What's that like?
Ooh. Ooh. It's very black. It's very black and gooey inside. Oh boy. Oh. The finish is off. So Rav, what else can you tell us about the other guests in the album? Nina Oswenda.
I love how you're trying to buy yourself some time here, man. This is great. Yes, let us talk about some of the guests and distract from this egg you're trying so hard to consume. Don't choke, please.
Get the man some water.
So, yeah, let's talk about the guests because I'll be able to actually pronounce their names. Nina Osagueda, right, from A Sound of Thunder. She did a fucking incredible job. We originally had another female vocalist lined up. They were unable to do it. So Nina came in and was able to help cover our asses. We did the Alder Queen. Weird that it's based on an old German folk tale, but it turned out awesome. She's fucking phenomenal with an incredible voice. And then the other guest is, well, the entire Dread crew of Oddwood. We've been friends with them for a really long time, so they're on the Claws of the Law song. It was looking, Claws of the Law, drinking my White Claws here just to commemorate. We even went out to LA and shot a video for that one. Unfortunately, we found out a couple days ago that the hard drive all the footage was on crashed, and so we lost all the footage.
Shit!
Music video.
There's gotta be a way to get that back. It's so much work, and money, and travel.
So here's
You okay
Wally,
there
are you
with the
hanging in
wall?
there, buddy?
here's Nina.
Are you hanging in there?
Here's Nina, and yeah, there you go. And you said the pirate, the dead crew of Oddworld, the acoustic. They're like an acoustic metal kind of
Dude,
band.
You're fucking incredible at nailing the Dread Crew of Oddwood. Yes.
What did I say? Dead crew?
The Dead Crew of Oddworld, which I'm pretty sure was that like old game for Xbox.
The Dread Crew, the Dread Crew of Oddwood. There we go. The Dread Crew of Oddwood. I'm coming back. This thing. Okay.
There you go.
You know that flavor. You know that smell you smell when you go to Barbicide. That's what it is, or like hairspray and Barbicide. That's what the inside of this egg tasted like. Like I was swallowing Barbicide and like nail polish remover.
It's good for you, man. It's good for you. It'll make it stronger.
All right.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'm killing. Sorry, I'm destroying these names. I'm trying to still do a show. I'll finish the egg.
You didn't finish the egg?
No.
No, he's got to finish it. He's got to finish it before any of this can continue. He's a man of his word. He doesn't want to let the viewers down.
You got this, man. Is that it?
Yeah,
You're
it's done. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, easy.
Attaboy.
You're like a champ.
I've had worse.
Attaboy. All right, shall we continue?
Matthias Blod?
Next is Matthias.
Oh my
Matthias
God.
Blod,
Jesus.
Falconer.
I'm not going to get any of these names right tonight.
Yeah, that's all right, man. But yeah, he's been a hero of mine vocally for a really long time. I mean, the guy is just phenomenal, like a Disney prince on a metal album. So was really happy to have him be a part of it. And he even sent us a little message the other day just being like, I got my album. It was fucking incredible. Thank you for having me. I'm like, dude, thank you for saying yes to being on this. Like, childhood dream accomplished.
And
Right.
where are they from again?
Falconer's from Sweden.
Okay. That's so cool. I loved hearing the accordion in there. I was like, is this? Yes, it is. That's an accordion. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was from the Dread Crew for sure.
The Dread Crew,
And the
yeah.
accordions and mandolins and everything, and it was a good time.
Yeah, Matthias
Good
is on Onwards and Upwards is a track that Matthias... Matthias? Matthias, there we go. Has got it right this time. And then up next... Oh, can I try this one, Rav? I'm sure I can get this one right. Vincent Jones.
There you go, buddy.
Thank
Yeah.
You got one of them. Congratulations.
Woo! Vincent Jones. All right.
Everyone calls him Jake, so technically you still fucked it up.
Yes.
Yeah, Vincent Jackson Jones. Everyone just calls him Jake. He's the singer for Eighth Realm. So we're at the point where we already started talking about this, so we might as well spill the beans. But Petri Lindros from Ensiferum was actually supposed to be the one that was going to be singing on this song. And we sent him the tracks, we sent him everything. He was all about it, stoked, and then we just never heard from him again. So with like a week left to finish the album, Jake from Eighth Realm jumped in and saved our asses.
Right.
So he did an incredible job, and honestly was like the perfect man for the job.
Right. At the beginning of the show, I was talking about when you came on Rock Bottom and you did the show with Laws. You did a hostile takeover, and you talked about bands that influenced your old album, Meet the Fallen. And by the way, the link for that episode is in the chat. It's actually available. First 150 episodes of that show that I used to be on are all available online. So there is a link for that. Wherever you're watching this, in the description, there's a link for that. You can listen to the episode. Really good. Rav completely takes over the show and talks about the music that inspired the different tracks. On there, you had Ensiferum, Unleash the Archers, David Lee Roth. You mentioned Candlemass, Dio, Iron Maiden. So those are all influences for Grand Magnus. all influences for Eat the Fallen. What inspired this album? Is it who did you kind of borrow from for this album, or inspired by?
We had a pretty huge list, but the reality is most of it was actually inspired by a lot of classical music this time. Spent a lot of the pandemic digging deep into like more obscure classical music and things that maybe aren't as common as, like when someone says some shit like, Beethoven, Furlies, or Moonlight Sonata and things like that, right? So, I mean, I could even, let's take a quick look here and I can get an idea for what inspired what. Like, track 1 was inspired by Mozart, right? So there's a lot of things from the Magic Flute that are in there.
Okay.
But we were also kind of making fun of Sabaton in doing it. So that's why that whole song is a whole history lesson in Carnage and Carthage. Astral Elixir, that's Jake's. I mean, his influences were his own, but he said there was a lot of Between the Buried and Me that was kind of thrown in there as an influence.
Okay.
Which is awesome, right? Because for us, that's why that song comes off a little more proggy than some of the other tracks we've had before. Son of Storms was heavily influenced by just video game music, specifically the Legend of Zelda soundtrack. I've always been a massive fan of that soundtrack, so nice to be able to have something in from that. Die 1000 Deaths is something a bit on its own. I was kind of going crazy during the lockdown during that point.
Okay.
So really the ideas were just coming out of thin air. But if anyone wants to call it an influence, probably Galnerius, as far as Japanese power metal goes, because I mean those guys are like the top tier bar for me as far as Japanese power metal.
Right.
And then Bridge Burner is Jake's. I don't know what his influence was on that one. The Alder Queen is based on another classical song by Franz Schubert. So I mean and we're talking like something from like the 1800s, right?
Yep.
So
yeah.
old piano riffs. Awesome shit though, that is translated really well to heavy metal songs. March of Hunger, is basically inspired by us. We wanted to write the most old school Ravenous song because that's kind of going to be the last time you'll hear that like fist pumping bro metal kind of sound out of us.
Oh, okay.
Just to kind of send a shout out. Yeah, send a shout out back to the first album, but with the style and with the evolution, with us kind of finding our voice a lot more as times are going on, we'll be moving past that.
Right.
Claws
Okay.
of Law, 100% inspired by the Dread Crew. That's why I wanted to have them on there. But also inspired by Running Wild because, pirate metal. And I'm a huge pirate metal fan. So.
I think that track in particular is also going to have a lot of crowd participation. Just the crowd singing along of The Claws, the Lie. You repeat it a few times in that song, and it's going to be a really energetic point, I think, with the audience.
Yeah. Well, especially because everyone's going to be shit-faced, so it'll be a blast. And then
Onwards and Upwards
is our...
The most different track on the album, the softest track on the album. This one came as a surprise for me. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. And you have Matthias on that. I was really, really, surprised by this track. So I want to know more about it.
It was really just kind of its own thing because we wanted to do a power ballad. I mean, so many power metal bands have their one ballad or their one ballad in album, whatever it may be. That's going to be our one and only, but just wanted to have a moment where I had a chance to sing with one of my heroes, and it all worked out quite well actually. And it's funny because it's very polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it, and that's exactly what we were going for with putting a power ballad on a speed metal album.
Nice. I in the chat, I missed this from earlier. I'm very jelly of your egg. It's a comment in the chat. I wouldn't be. The outside tasted just fine. The outside was actually pretty good. Even the exterior of the yolk, but there was like a bit of like runny yolk on the inside. Like I said, like nail polish remover, like it's the flavor I got. And then the track 10 on the album, the official final track of Beasts and Faust, the longest track as well on the album. What can you tell us about that one, Rav? The inspiration there.
Heavily inspired by Aether Realm, actually. I mean, the riffs themselves come from a lot of Mozart's work, but at the time that we were writing this, we were listening to Aether Realm's Tarot album a lot. And they have like a 20-minute song at the end, the sun, the moon, the stars.
Right.
So we were inspired to write a speed metal epic. So we said, okay, well, it's a speed metal song. We're going to make it only 10 minutes rather than 20. But at the same time, it was just creating a speed metal epic that flowed. And the reality behind it was that song is a combination of two songs. One that I didn't know how to end and one that I didn't know how to start.
Right.
And so we took the time, we put in the work, and we combined the two. And it really turned out really well. That's my favorite track on the album, without a doubt.
But we have a Diane in the chat as well saying, hi Vito and hi Wally. So hi. Hi, Diane. Thanks for joining. And then Caden in the chat says, Vito, baby. You're on mute, Vito. Yeah, so...
It's one of the guys I work with. The whole team at Crowfoot Dodge is watching right now.
Yeah, so my favorite song from Eat the Fallen, your last album, and it was after several listens. I've listened to your Eat the Fallen, 50 to 60 times at least. I've listened to that album. I absolutely love it, and I listen to a lot of music, so it's got a lot of repeats. Tale of Good Omens, inspired by Iron Maiden, right? An Iron Maiden song, right?
Yeah, an Iron Maiden song for sure. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner.
Rime of the Ancient Mariner, yeah. So that was my favorite track on that album, and so I want to talk about favorite tracks on this album. Like I said, another thing too. I didn't mention at the beginning of the show, and I wish I had, that I find like the more I am a fan of a band, and I'm a huge fan of your band, Rav, the more I am a fan of a band, the more critical I am of what they put out. As soon as I really, really, really like them, I want to see what comes out next, and especially a sophomore release. Especially the second album, the follow-up, or at least the album after your favorite album, whatever it is, right, to come out. And I was listening to it with a very critical ear, and I was so pleasantly surprised. By the time I got to the end of the album, I was just like, okay, that was great. Right? That was excellent. That was an excellent journey. I enjoy it. I would say pretty much as I like the first album. So it's about a tie for me. I wouldn't say, even though musically you've tried new things, you've probably surpassed yourself in terms of just, I think maybe just because those old songs are so burnt into my head. They're so catchy. They're just burnt into my skull. Maybe once I get more and more listens of this recent album, it'll surpass my love of Eat the Fallen. But yeah, at least just as good in my opinion, which is unbelievable, I think, for a band to be able to continue to match that quality. But it seems happier, this album. Not happier, but like more fun. There's more of a fun element, I don't know, to this album than there was in the last one. Like the last album seemed a bit darker, in my opinion, just from when I listened to the lyrics and stuff like that. This one seems to be a little more energetic. I don't know. Is that you probably wouldn't agree. Doesn't look like you agree. What do you think, Rav?
What's really interesting is art is always subjective, right? I mean, you can say it any number of times that you want to say it, but it's really what it means to the person. Think about where we were when we started the band. We were, it's a new thing. We were excited. We were having a ton of fun, very DIY, and we were just excited to be there and have a great time. Yeah. Whereas with the second album, we were locked in our homes and not allowed to leave. We weren't even allowed to see each other. We were going insane. And so a lot of this to me represents like a way darker side to us.
Okay.
But so it's funny that you would get happiness out of it, because I mean, the reality is, it is all in what each individual will get out of it. And one thing that I'm happy to say about all of our music, whatever it is that we put out, we always have very polarizing fans, in the sense that, the people themselves are great. They're very normal, actually, and I love them. But it's the sense that every person has a different favorite song. Yeah. Every person has a different opinion of every song. Every person has a different message that they get from the songs. And personally, we love that. We love that we can inspire that in people and create something that has that level to it, compared to something else where you just hear it and everyone goes, oh yeah, this is a song. This is what it's about. Like, it's about partying, and that's the end of it. And This is the only good song on the album. Everything else is trash. Yeah. And everyone else, universally agrees. This is something where to me, it feels like real art. Everyone sees it differently. Some people say it sucks. Some people say it's the best thing they've ever heard. To me, I don't give a shit, because we're fans of the project itself. So we want to create something that, like, if something came out that we would be disappointed in, we wouldn't ever put that forward. But at the same time, we'd never hold back anything just to keep it within that, little Ravenous box.
That makes sense.
I found that the album, it took you on a little journey. Like I was saying at the beginning, it passed the workout test, and it started off super hard, but then you get down a little bit further into the album, and it slows down and it takes a different pace. And to be completely honest, I'm such a big fan of you guys that I was a little concerned before I listened to it. I'm like, how are they going to top the last album? Like, how? And I love that it wasn't the same. It's not the exact same album as the last one.
No.
That's what I loved about it. It's not the same, but it's the quality is there, if not better. Like, you definitely tell that you've grown as a band, and maybe, that we were locked up and you had more time to actually put into this project. And I was so stoked when, like, I got to the end of it and it just felt good. I was like, damn, that was made by someone from my city. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get a little bit like proud when I hear stuff like this. Like, this is from here. This is like our scene. Comes from us. It felt like I was proud of it. I had nothing to do with it. I was proud of it, and I was just like telling all my friends, like, wait till October 22nd. Wait till October 22nd. This is gonna be like an incredible album for you to listen to. That's the only thing I didn't love, is that I can't share it.
Right. Yes. I made sure Vito knew. Vito, this can't go anywhere. It's just for media. We just, but it'll be out soon. It'll be out soon.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just good. It's so.
Yeah. I guess favorite track.
Shit, thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, Rav, what do you say to that?
Sorry. Just very, it's just nice to hear, man. I mean, we've had a lot of horrible fucking things happen. Like I mentioned, the video footage getting lost, all that time spent there just kind of being blown away, and a lot of complications between albums, pressings, printing. Half the time I'm paying like quadruple shipping charges just to get things on time, because the whole world is just in a state of flux and chaos. So so just know that even just for Vito, even if it's if it means that much to him, I mean, that alone is enough to make me feel pretty good moving forward with everything, no matter how hard it is. So thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Well, your music got my partner into metal. So it was your music, Rav. I have some photos later I want to show, but maybe I can pull it up now. But you got us not me. I've been in metal for a long time, but you got us as a couple both into metal music. I actually brought her to one of your performances. You had an acoustic. You played acoustic set at the beginning of it, and you handed her a CD as well, because you kind of knew she wasn't indoctrinated into metal. It was a whole new thing for her, and you said, "Well, I'll give her a CD," and it was very nice you did that. I really appreciate that. She has it in her vehicle. We've listened to it many times. So part of the reason I've listened to the album so many times as well is because she's the one listening to it, and she was not a metalhead before. So your music definitely reached across the aisle to someone who likes pop music and indie rock and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you did. It's pretty awesome, dude.
Dude, it's funny you say that, because my buddy that I brought to that same show that you're speaking of, he was like dabbling, like starting to like get a little bit into metal. And I was like, dude, you just got to come see this band. Like, you're going to have a fun time. He's like, I don't know, man. I don't want to go to a metal show. Like, not really metal. Like, I won't fit in. I'm like, dude, shut up. Come with me. I have your tickets. Don't worry. And like, to this day, he's like, when's that band playing again? Like, that was so much fun. He bought all your merch. And dude, the performance alone is, I fucking love you guys. Anyways, you turned him on to like heavier stuff too. So 2 people in one show, like, that's pretty impressive, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, there you go. Here's a photo from your social media. It's your energy, joy, humor, and strength. So that's me, and that's my now soon to be wife, my baby mama, and you trying to eat her head. So yeah.
That's bad habit. Bad habit of eating people's heads in photos. But no, I remember a lot of that night pretty well. And yeah, it's a really good feeling when it's one thing when someone comes up to you and says, hey man, great set, thank you. It's another thing when someone's like, I didn't even listen to heavy metal before this, and now like I'm a fan. Like that's a win for the horde, so to speak.
Well, on your social media, it's so full of people posting that they have your merchandise. People love your band so much that they want to be on your social media page. So if someone buys some of your merchandise and sends you a photo, you post it up on your Instagram page. There's so many beautiful, cool people up on your social media, and I wanted to pull this up here, if you can see it okay. But this is actually both the two of us in Hawaii. wearing our Ravenous. She's wearing her Raven ass shorts, and me wearing my Ravenous shirt and shorts. We're wearing our stuff, and we actually were very sad. We never made it to the social media page, so I was like, "Oh, we were waiting for it. Like we're gonna be famous. We're gonna be famous," and it never happened. No, I'm just kidding.
Could I tell you, we eventually stopped doing it. It was a thing called Warrior Wednesday. We have a very diverse fan base, and that includes a lot of people from a lot of different communities, like not just metalheads.
Right.
And there was a bit of outcry. I mean, I can't help it that our fans are good looking, but there was a big outcry that, you know, a lot of the pictures we were posting were sexy girls wearing Ravenous merch. I can't help that we have good looking fans, man. But either way, I started to understand where they were coming from. They were basically saying, you know, hey man, like, you're basically just posting like clickbait and like, you know, scantily clad girls wearing nothing but like a Ravenous shirt. I mean, I thought it was awesome. I was excited that we had gotten to that point. So at some point, we decided to kibosh it, where we stopped posting. Like, to me, it's just a celebration of the people that support us, right? That's all it is. I don't give a shit what they look like. I'm just happy that people are happy. They got some cool swag. They love the music, and we just want to spread that love. But we have to be very cautious in this day and age. I mean, half the things I do are apparently not okay, and I have to be told quite often by our very politically correct fan base of what is okay and what is not, and I'm slowly learning.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I saw the photos, and it's not pornography. It's not, you know, it's not, you're not, you know, it's nothing like that. It's nothing more that you'd see at the beach, right? Like, so I don't quite.
You're just jealous.
I don't quite understand the issue there. And it's actual fans sending you photos. You're not coercing people. You're not forcing people. And I'm sure if there was someone like with something hanging out that shouldn't be hanging out, you wouldn't be posting that photo. You would, you would.
All of your assumptions are 100% correct, man. But hey, that's not how the world works right now.
Fair enough. And you got to navigate that too, because you don't want to be I guess canceled or whatever, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's where I don't know where I stand on that one. Oh, nail polish remover. They're talking about the egg still in the chat. Putt Blug. I like the name. That's a great name. Thanks for joining us.
That's Beans. That's Beans.
Oh, it's
my
Beans?
buddy Beans.
That's your buddy Beans. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, we were talking about favorite tracks. I'll mention what my favorite track was real quickly. You're not going to be able to talk much about it because Jake wrote it, but Bridge Burner actually really struck me for some reason. Like I said, it's one of those amazing things that I'm sure you get everyone coming up to you on, at least on Eat the Fallen, and I'm sure you're going to get the same thing on this album too, saying this is my favorite track, and it's not the same one over and over and over again. I'm sure you get a lot of that based on just how good each song is on the album.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about good. I mean, at least take it from our perspective. We don't say this one is better than that one, or that any of them are better than anything else, but more the fact that they're all different. I mean, Vito spoke about flow, and that's something that we very carefully calculate when it comes. Like, we wrote 16 songs for this album.
Okay.
Only 10 of them made it. So we have to very carefully curate what the flow of that album is. Because if we were let's say, a more commercially successful band, we can basically just do the same thing, 10 tracks, 15 tracks, whatever amount. Just do the same thing for every song. Each one's a hit, each one's a banger, 2 to 3 minutes each, and we're done, right? Like, we exist for this art, and it's our job to make sure that album is a journey. Even though we're entering the age of shuffle, it's just the fact that the album is a journey, but also each song stands on its own as a single. And we will never put out music that has that, like, you know, a filler.
Yeah, there's no
want to try our best
zero
to make sure that every
filler.
song stands on its own.
Yeah, absolutely.
How difficult was it to cut those 6 songs? Because, I mean, they must be, like, woven into your soul. It must be hard to take those out, right?
I mean, you guys got to realize that for me, you know, I've been hearing this album nonstop for a year and a half, right? So, like, those other songs that we cut don't even exist now. They're just memories at this point, because the reality is the next time it comes for us to create something, we may not be in the same mood or headspace or whatever it may be to create those exact same types of songs, and we may choose to use them, or they may sit on a hard drive for 10 years and never get released. It's just kind of the idea that we don't want to be pulling things from long ago and creating this void. Like, this whole album was written in 2 weeks, right?
Wow.
So you gotta realize it was just 2 weeks of pick up a guitar, write things. We have our home studios and we do our thing. But like, if it doesn't hit us with that energy right there and then, we're never going to force, a square peg into a round hole. So, yeah.
That's not only impressive, it's very different, because I listened back to your old interview talking about Eat the Fallen. I wanted to listen to it before the show, and on there you talked about how there was at least one song in particular 15 years ago you wrote the lyrics and the kind of the melody for the song, and you had stuff that was sitting in the tank for a long time. Yeah, you mentioned that. So it was just interesting to me that this album, it was written in what, 2 weeks, you said? 2 weeks compared to the last album, which had songs that had been in the cooking for how long?
Yeah, see, that's kind of something about finding your own voice. I mean, that's whether it's figuring out your playing or whatever it is. For me, it was actually figuring out my voice. That's why my singing is very different on this album compared to the first one.
Right. Yes.
But it's the same thing too with like what we're choosing to put out. The vault is the safety net. The vault is when you have deadlines from your record label and you just cannot possibly meet them, and you have to create whatever, and it's there to be safe, right? But the reality is, if we're in a position where we're locked in our homes and I have nothing but a guitar in a studio and ready to go, I mean, I almost felt like it was a bit of a disservice not to create something fresh and in that moment. And I can't speak the same for the other songs that I didn't write, but the reality is, you know, a lot of ideas are always constantly cooking. I mean, most writers have basically the equivalent of a journal on them at all times. I use my phone personally, but I have a journal on me at all times, and whenever inspiration strikes, I throw something into that vault. I throw it in. So there is a endless list of ideas and, you know, videos that are just like riff idea. It's just like me recording it because I'm driving and I can't do anything about whatever it may be. But then when it comes to write and actually like compose those pieces and put them together,
sure,
that's when you'll actually come together and say, okay, I'm now creating something fresh. It could be something in the vault from 5 years ago, but it was me singing to my own phone.
Right.
Now it's our time to actually create it into something, tangible.
Makes sense. Well, I interviewed Evgeny from Calgary's Red Cane. You probably are familiar with him. And he had a very similar story where he basically almost got in an accident and he had to go into his phone, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There's a certain drum like a certain pattern he wanted to remember. So he actually pulled over, and he said he almost caused an accident switching lanes because he had to pull over and do this to his phone. So very similar story. Smart way of doing it, though, because inspiration can strike at the craziest times. I think we've talked a lot on social media about having trouble sleeping. I'm the same. My brain starts going crazy in the middle of the night for some reason when I wake up to use the washroom, and like I can't fall back asleep. I'm thinking about this show. I'm thinking about work. I'm thinking about whatever I got to do. Like my mind's, or something creative I can do, or a problem I need to solve. And I had a feeling that you're the same way, Rav.
Yeah, no, my brain doesn't shut up. I mean, and it's a big part about I mean, funny enough, I can talk about it, but your baby mama was my pharmacist for a long time. So it was helping me figure out the meds that I have to take to kind of shut some of that up. And I really needed it when I was in university. But now that I'm kind of out of it and focusing on the music full time, it's I've just let it free. And the reality is, if that means I wake up at 5 a.m. because I have a riff idea in my head, then I'm just going to go downstairs in the studio and record it. I've stopped trying to mute it. It's a very difficult thing that neurodivergent people have. We don't fit in this society very well. We don't get along with people very well. Our communication style seems off and weird, and it's very hard to maintain full-time jobs. But the reality is, it's not because we're not hardworking and we're not, dedicated. It's just that we have a different way of doing things, and those that really find that difficult to work with, we just find other people that can work with us, and we try to be as understanding as possible with it. So yeah, I don't even know what your original question was. That's
okay. Actually, made me think of, I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast today, the old one with Tom Green. I heard it was good because I like Tom Green. So okay, I'll listen to that. I like Tom Green. And he talked about when he interviewed Kanye West, and how Kanye West is not as much of a jerk as everyone thinks he is. He's actually kind of a nice person. You just got to get a chance to talk to him for a long enough period of time, and that they, a long time, they try to get him medicated, but the problem with that is he was overweight and he was not creative, so he kind of it's sort of like you have to, you know, it's like you lose something when you lose that other piece, and I think I'd be the same way. I mean, I'm quite anxious person, and I have a very high bar for things. If you can't tell, this is my hobby in my house. And I'm trying to do a very professional talk show here, and so that's just what I do. It's like I can't launch something that's going to suck. It's got to at least be good. People that are on it and watch it, and it's got to be someone who enjoys it. I can't half-ass it. I think you're probably the same way. You probably are up at night thinking like, okay, this could be better, this could be good, or here's a great idea I have. So you need that little bit of, and I don't want to use the word pejoratively, but you need that little bit of crazy to be a creative person. I think you need something to reflect
100%. 100%. There's actually a quote by Voltaire, like the original philosopher, and it's you have to have a little devil in you to be a part of the arts, or whatever the fuck it is. I'm paraphrasing, but this is actually exactly what it is. You need to have that little bit of crazy. I mean, the best art comes from anguish, whatever it's mental, physical, whatever it is. But you're right, you know, like during university I needed to be stable enough to get through my degree, and it sucked because I was completely uncreative, overweight, and couldn't get a boner, and that's what that medication does to you, right? So when you ask someone what they'd rather have, would you rather live in society as an uncreative, overweight, bonerless fucking bird, or would you rather just be the crazy version of you and let people deal with it? And those who love it will love it. Well, and I'll always take option 2.
You had me at boner. Exactly. I mean, there's other ways to deal with things. There's meditation. There's things you can do to, Although people who do need medication, I'm not against that either. There are people that have struggle so much with things that is the right option for them. That is the right choice for them to do that. Or that is the correct path forward. I know people. There are people that I care about in my life who need medication for mental reasons, health reasons, and it's changed their lives. It's made them functional. It's allowed them to be functional and be part of society, and it's changed their lives. So there's positives there too. So it's your own personal choice. It's your own balance, and it's. But if you can use your crazy to your advantage, and you can still live a healthy life and live a good life and live a happy life and be good to people, then maybe that's your path, right? So anyway, this is really cool. I was happy we kind of went down this tangent here. I want to go ahead though and pull up some more music. Let's look at the music video for Astral Elixir. This is really cool. I like this video. It's very trippy. If anyone's partakes in marijuana or anything like that, this would be a time to enjoy this video. This is a very trippy video. So before we get this going here, though, Astral Elixir, Rav, how can you set up this song? What is this track about? I think you talked about the inspiration a little bit earlier, but what's the actual theme behind this track?
It's about doing acid. Okay.
So I hit the nail on the head. I was talking about marijuana.
Hit the nail. Definitely.
I was going to say mushrooms. Going to do some shrooms. Right on says putt plug. Okay, right on putt plug. Like that. All right. Let's watch this about doing acid. So how is that hubris though? Actually, there we go. How does that tie into the theme of hubris?
The idea that we are, and I'm paraphrasing for the guitar player that wrote this, but the idea that we are, the centers of the universe, that our problems are the biggest problems out there, that, whatever's happening to us, like the universe is against us. The universe doesn't give a shit about you, man.
Correct.
The fucking universe and the flow of time. You are a pebble in a fucking ocean. Like, nobody gives a rat's ass. You are the source of your own problems. And that's kind of part of that hubris. Is we're just like, oh my God, this pandemic, how is this happening to me? This is so hard on myself. My life is so... I was like, dude, everyone's fucking dying and suffering and everything. I don't give a shit whether it's vax, no vax. I don't give a shit whether it's mask, no mask. It's just like, man, everybody is just fucking miserable right now. So just shut the fuck up, do some acid, and just go walk in the forest and leave everyone alone.
That's a great suggestion, dude. Actually. Like, if more people did that, they'd realize how little their problems really are.
Makes you more aware of the universe and the world. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Be safe with it, though. Have a friend. Have someone to look out for you. Be safe if you do any psychedelics.
Yeah, wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet. All right, let's do this. Let's watch this. Just listen to the song. Flashing lights. Okay, so Rav, you said earlier the guitarist who wrote this. So who again was the main contributor to this track?
It was Jake.
It was Jake.
Music 100% was all him. I think I changed a couple syllables. That's about it.
Right. Okay, so we mentioned this before, and actually it's very true, where pretty much every track on a Ravenous album, it could be a single, could be its own single, could be the single, could be the song that you release. When that happens, how do you choose? Like, how did you choose 1,000 Deaths and Astral Elixir? How did you choose those tracks out of Die 1,000 Deaths, out of all of them, like when they all could stand on their own?
I'd like to think that there's some complicated process behind it, but the reality is you just feel it. You feel what is right. You feel what is different. Like most of the songs on this album are going to have a music video, and that's just the way it is. I mean, hell, if it was up to us, every song would have a music video if we had the budget for it. So the reality is just what is feasible now, what can we do now, and how can we plan for the future? And you guys will see them over the coming months. There'll be some music videos for most of these tracks, and half of it just boils down to feeling. And I hate saying that to people that are trying to learn and understand or want to know, but it really is a type of intuition that you have to have, and sometimes you're wrong. So far, we've been right, so we're just going to keep doing what we feel is right and trust our guts.
So to go along with this song, and Vito, I know you're going to like this. I think he's probably going to buy one of these. The tie-dye shirt, Ravenous tie-dye shirt.
Oh, yeah. That'll be coming soon.
I really like it. I like the fact that you guys can have fun with yourselves. Like it's not just always just a standard black shirt. Like even the one I got right now is like a speckled gray. Like I love this shirt. It's just a beautiful article of clothing, regardless of if you know who the band is or anything. It's just a nice shirt. So here it says, why the hell not? Tie-dye rules. Was it hard to be like, okay, let's do a tie-dye shirt as a metal band? And you're like, no, this is a great idea.
No, I had zero hesitation with it. Honestly, the only reason it came out so late is because I just genuinely forgot. I was like drunk and talking about it one day. I'm like, I'm going to do this. And I just forgot. So we posted it up. People bought it. Everyone loves it. And it's just, nothing's hard for us to do with merchandising. We've set up our supply chain really well. So really, if anyone has any ideas for something, even if it's not a thing, you can just contact me. We can make it happen.
Awesome, yeah, because I saw this. Okay, there's still some. I'm on your Bandcamp page right now, and it actually looks like they're still available. Thankfully, I'm gonna have to order one. Just quick here before they go, because I have a feeling this one's gonna be really popular. It's always metal bands like, oh, we got to do the black T-shirt, and you have some amazing shirts, but it's the novelty shirts I think are the ones that actually probably do better than people expect. Like the, but man, yeah, some March of Hunger.
Like when you post the picture of the holiday shirt and suddenly you sell a couple hundred, or we do the Caca shirt, which we thought was hilarious, with just a crow with 2 clip art biceps, and it was
yes,
popular. So yeah.
I was. I wish I would have had one of those. Actually, that was actually pretty awesome. I remember that. was like, oh man, it looks great. And then, so you're releasing shirts for most of your songs. So you have a Die 1,000 Deaths shirt. So you have the kind of Akuma aspired logo on there. I like that quite a bit. The album cover shirt, Hubris, really, really cool. Oh yeah, Astral Elixir, you have one that's not. I like this too. The black one looks cool. It makes the artwork stand out even more on the black, actually. So that's pretty sick as well. It's like a party shirt, man. The Claw is the Law. Oh yeah, different style, kind of like a logo. What was the idea behind this one? How come there's like a logo on here?
Because we had to rip off the White Claw can.
Oh, hey, okay, well, here we go.
You wouldn't know because I guess you don't drink a lot of White Claw, but anyone that drinks a lot of White Claw would have recognized it.
Right away, they would have known it right away. Okay.
You guys need to like get a sponsor by them so you can get a cool logo on the can. That's like the next step.
Yeah, we tried, and that didn't really go so well because White Claw doesn't fuck with heavy metal, so we got our own beer instead. Yeah, settled for that.
Yeah, that's good too.
You did get your own beer, actually. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Let's see if I can find it here. The merchandise. Oh, I'd love to get one of those, but I guess it's too late. The bib and the little onesie, baby onesie.
You know, we can make it. Like I said, man, we can make anything work. Even if something is sold out, just contact us. We've got connections. We can make things happen.
There's the Cacaw shirt. There it is with the arms.
Yeah, that was a surprisingly popular one. Like, really fucking popular. But hey.
Reminds me of Trogdor the Burninator, if anyone knows what that is, with Strong
Dude,
Bad.
Trogdor!
Yeah, it reminds me of that. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of with the big beefy arms coming out of the neck there. All right, awesome, some awesome merch. So yeah, if you want, there are links for Ravenous's merch in the episode description. Wherever you're looking, there's links to their website as well as their merchandise. So that's all there, as well as links to, we didn't talk about this yet, but your stream as well. I guess a lot of people watching right now, I think you did bring over from your stream, so they know about that. But you are an average streamer as well, Rav. They R.A. Voltaire on Twitch. Let us know a bit about your streaming channel as well.
Yeah, we do Monday to Thursday from, I guess for Mountain Time, for those watching locally, is 4 to 6. And Mondays we do music, Tuesdays we do Magic the Gathering, Wednesdays we do whatever the fuck we want, and Thursdays we do old school gaming. And it's just been something that's been really fun to get into. I mean, it's helped us connect with a lot of our fans and kind of be in that light where we're not just constantly music or merch, like we're just hanging out, having a good time, being silly, and it's a very relaxing, fun place, man. I look forward to my streams daily, and yeah, we'll probably end up extending them. I've only been doing it for a month, but we hit affiliate, we hit like 80 subscribers right away. Like it was pretty quick and fast, so we want to just continue doing it and having fun with that crowd because, you know, in the absence of shows and with COVID and everything going on, like that is my nourishment as an entertainer, to be able to basically be in front of a crowd, even if it's on camera.
Yeah, and I tuned in a couple times. Once you were playing Magic the Gathering, and I'll be honest, I've played it before, but I'm not like a big Magic the Gathering person, but I enjoyed it just for your personality. And then I jumped in and I started talking about like weird internet memes like Power Thirst and all that kind of stuff. And then you went and started watching that shit on YouTube. You kind of like distracted your whole stream. And then what WTF Wednesdays? Well, there was you did a WTF Wednesday. I don't think it was on a Wednesday, but when you did the album stream from New Level Brewing, that was a really fun show to watch. I was actually sitting out with my wife and kid.
That was a settings issue. That was a settings issue where it said "What the fuck Wednesday." It was supposed to be something. The Streamlabs and I have a very strenuous relationship when it comes to their settings.
Tell me about it. But anyway, yeah, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed it because I have a kid and I've been avoiding stuff because of COVID, so I haven't really been out at a bar like that for a while. So to be able to sit from the comfort of my home and watch you guys enjoy some beer and listen to the album and hear you guys talk about it was actually a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, it was a blast.
All right, so anyone here who does not follow R.A. Voltaire or Rav on Twitch, please do so. Please go follow him. There are links for that as well in the episode description wherever you're watching this. So please give him a follow. Very entertaining guy. Even if you're not into what he's doing, like I said, I'm not a Magic the Gathering guy, really, I really still enjoyed that stream. It's the way you interact with the audience, it's the way you talk. You have a really good personality for streaming, so I think it's something. It's definitely your personality definitely leans towards streaming quite a bit. So it's really good stuff. Here's something I want to bring up with you. This is going to come out of left field, though, so bear with me. Okay, this is going to come out of left field. I wrote this on my notes, and I wanted to mention it tonight. It was just it was no, I missed it. Forget it. Sorry, guys. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going.
No, fuck that. What the hell, man?
Can't just leave us hanging like that. Come on.
You just built it up so much. What the fuck is it?
As I was thinking, I'm like, is this a bad? Should I not say this?
No, you're about to.
Apparently,
you're about to.
Okay. Here's what it is. Your album release show in Calgary for Eat the Fallen. You had that sometime after the Vakken Metal Battle here in Calgary, right? It was afterwards.
I know where this is going.
And I remember talking to you after that and asking you if you had signed up for it, and you hadn't. So I kind of wish I could go back in time and get you to sign up for that, get Ravenous to sign up for that competition in 2019. There was a lot of really great bands, and I'm not trying to discount anybody. And the Slide from Toronto, who won, was very talented, did an excellent job. But by any chance you could have created the energy and the awesomeness of that album release show at the Vakken Metal Battle Finals in Calgary, I think we would have been sending Ravenous to Germany that year. So I don't know why. I don't know why that's like a regret of mine, because I don't have a time machine and I can't go back in time and tell you guys to sign up. But I think based on what because in terms of like the most like technically proficient band, they're not the ones who actually ended up making it to the very final, because we judge on everything. We judge on marketability, right, which is definitely a huge thing with Ravenous. Marketability, stage presence, efficiency in terms of on stage, all these different criteria we judge by. And I just thinking of those criteria, thinking of that final national final in Calgary, I think if you could have recreated the type of performance you did for your album release show, I think that Ravenous would have took it that year. And I don't know why that bothers me. Maybe because I'm such a fanboy of your music, but I'm like, man, I wish. And I would have judged fairly. If you would have fucked up that night, I wouldn't have given you a good score. Like if something went wrong or whatever, I would have been. I am honest, and I'm an honest judge, and I'm an honest person. I would not be unfair to any of the bands. It would be based on that specific performance. But yeah, I think Ravenous would have had a really good shot at winning the nationals that year. There it is. It's out there now.
Well, thank you, man. Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. I actually got to see the final result in Germany at Vakken, and it was a really, really incredible experience to just see how welcoming the German metal audience is of just all these bands. They're like, oh, is this that band that won in like whatever country? Sweet, we're going to go check them out. They must be good. I mean, fuck, they beat all the other bands in that country. Let's go check it out. So who knows, man? All I can really say is if it happens again, maybe we'll consider it.
Right, yeah, you can't be signed to a label. So I know you have a distribution deal with the Japanese label. They are...
So technically we're not signed.
Technically not signed, just a distribution deal. So there you go. Spiritual Beast Records out of Asia. And then North America and Europe, Feast Beast Records, which is your own record label. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's our record label as the band. It's for tax purposes, man. We're not signed to an actual label. I mean, we tried. We spoke with Nuclear Blast, we spoke with Napalm, we spoke with Metal Blade, and the reality is they're just like, guys, this is the worst fucking time in the world to be like signing bands. If you want to put out like, they're like, if you want to wait 2 years and then have us look at it, sure. Or if you want to just put this out and then ask us on the next one, just ask us on the next one. And we ended up just saying, yeah, fuck it. We've gone too far. We're not just going to sit on this album for 2.5 years. So we're just going to release it.
How about M Theory though? Sorry.
I mean, I don't know how much I can talk about that, but basically they wanted to delay the release and we were not down for that. So
gotcha. Okay. Vito, what were you going to say?
I was going to say your situation with like having to sit on an album, you're not the first that I've heard. I've some friends in bands locally, and like they've approached labels, and labels were like, look, we got these other bands that we're releasing, so if you can sit on this album for like 3-4 years, we could totally release it. And we're like, no, we can't wait 3 or 4 years to release something. It's just not possible. We're not even going to be the same band in 3 or 4 years. So thanks, but no thanks. And that's not an uncommon thing right now, it seems like.
All right. Do we have anything more to say about Astro Elixir? I know I kind of skipped past that. We only listened about half the song. Do you have anything else to say about that track, Rav? Or we get to good for us to move on?
No, you guys got the gist of it.
You
guys got the gist of it.
Okay.
Also, if you're doing cardio...
I'm just trying to gauge things right now because I really got to piss, and I don't know how we can make this work where I can take a pee break. I've been drinking White Claws all day. So.
I know exactly what we can do. So what I'm going to do here is if it's okay with you, I want to play something from your solo work. You have some solo music, and I want to play a song called Flathead.
I don't think you'll be able to find that.
Oh, I no? Oh, do you not want me to play it? I don't have to play it. If you don't want me to play it.
No, you can play it, but I actually recently took down that entire channel, so feel free to give it a shot. But
it's up on Bandcamp.
Oh fuck! I put that on Bandcamp. Okay, yeah, go for it.
So,
do your thing. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Yeah. We'll play the song, and you can take your bio break. We'll see you in a bit.
Thanks.
I'm gonna take one too.
Sure. Okay, there we go. Welcome back, gentlemen.
I love that.
Okay, let me give you the story. Let me give you the story on that.
Sure.
So I have a niece and nephew, and I'm trying to get them into heavy metal and everything. So I figured instead of, showing them, I showed them classic bands, but I also told them I'd write them a song for Christmas. So this was their little Christmas gift, and it's an Hailstorm parody. Because I'm a big Hailstorm fan. I'm a big fan of Chris Bowes, and minus all the shit that's been going on lately, as far as a musician goes and as far as creativity goes, like that's my guy. So so it made sense to try to do a children's song out of a heavy metal song, and that became a parody for the longest time, was like making kids songs out of metal songs. And that one just happened to work out really fucking well, because they kept jumping on the bed, and I told them they're gonna flatten their head one day, and it all worked out.
It's pretty awesome. Go ahead.
I swear to God, I heard you say that, tell that story. Did you tell that story on the Morganja and Jaggy show? I think you did. I was like, this was for his niece and nephew. Yeah, I remember that. As soon as you said Flathead, I'm like, oh, what? Get to hear that again. Hell yeah. Is there anything you can't write? Like, you write that song. You wrote the intro to Morganja and Jaggy show, which is not metal at all. It's just like a good it's a good intro. I wish I could pull that up, man. It's such a good intro too, and the outro. But I just feel like you're such a talent for songwriting. It's just awesome, dude. I fucking love you, dude. You're sweet. Sorry to be such a fanboy.
So what was your question, Vito?
Did you? I think you told that story on another podcast. I think I heard that before.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Flathead. So I was. You don't want to talk about it, but I was just curious. I couldn't find your YouTube channel anymore with all those videos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's okay. We played that song though. I actually really enjoyed that song. If you didn't notice, I own this. I really enjoyed it when it came out. So yeah, really good track. Although if folks do want to see some more of your kind of covers and parodies and stuff like that, I want to check that out in a bit here. There is on your Instagram page, on your personal Instagram page, r.a.voltaire, I believe is your Instagram. If you go on there, then there's lots of clips of your covers and stuff like that on there, so people can check that out. So we talked a lot. I'll talk about the band. Now you're on the show. I'm talking a bit now. I'm kind of segueing, talking more about stuff you've worked on. Is there anything else you want to let us know about the latest album, about what's going on next for Ravenous, before I kind of dig more into some of your own stuff here, Rav?
Honestly, there's not much going on for the band. I mean, we've been struggling with all the bullshit that COVID brings, so, and with hard drives crashing. So reality is we're going to be putting out music videos, we'll be putting out content for the band, but for the most part, the focus is going to become the Twitch channel, because the reality is once an album is out and people enjoy it, and we do our shows and everything we got to do, we need to move on to something else. If we keep hammering the same thing over and over, we're just going to kind of burn out. So we need to have our creative exploitations outside of Ravenous to kind of get us re-energized in time to do the next album. We're trying to stick to a 2-year album release cycle. So we'll see if that maintains well for us. But I mean, so far everything's going really well, and yeah, we got no reason to change it up much.
For sure. And in terms of live performances, I mean, kind of as they come, I know you have those 2 album release shows coming up, Calgary and Edmonton, or are you going to kind of lay low on the live performances after that?
We're going to lay low on the live performances after that. I mean,
okay.
There's some other stuff coming up that we can't really talk about, but
Fair enough.
The Space Festival was announced. There's some other festivals that will be announced
for
next year.
Sure.
Basically, people can keep in touch with us and see it, but the reality is until there's some surety into what we're doing, like, we can't have more deposits and more planning and more inventory just kind of go to waste for, things getting delayed. And it's happening so many times. We get our hopes up and then it happens again, that we're playing it very safe, because right now it's more important for us that, we're working functionally as a business, right? I mean, this is also the most expensive album we've ever put out. So we need to ensure that everything is making sense financially, because we don't want to kneecap ourselves and end up having to delay whatever comes next because we're still working on this. I mean, luckily we've had an incredible pre-order. We've paid off half the album before it's even out. So, we're on a good track.
Speaking of the album, I got a quick question. Being pandemic times, how did you guys end up recording it? Where did you do it? I know you have a home studio, and a lot of your last album was done at your home studio.
Right, yeah.
But what was the process?
The entire thing was self-recorded. We recorded it ourselves here at my home studio. So it was a lot putting out, let's call it an A-tier power metal album, because I spent the entire pandemic just upskilling myself on recording and mixing and mastering and things like that. And then, of course, Frederick Nordstrom got his hands on it and just turned it fucking to 11, right? So the reality is it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of learning and a lot of discipline. And it's something that I wouldn't recommend to most people, but, who knows? Maybe now, if times end up working out, we can end up doing it for some other bands, because the reality is, we put out an incredible product at a relatively low cost. Most of the things that we put into it were, music videos and merch and designing and all the things that we do as Ravenous. But if a band wanted to do the same thing, I mean, fuck, they can put out an A-tier album for $5,000. You know what I mean? And that's kind of unheard of in this day and age.
It sounds so good. like everything, even the last album. You obviously know what to do, and you put so much time into not just learning how to craft your art, but how to record it too. And that's something that, like, I know a lot of people who went to so much school to do that, and man, congrats to you guys for just doing it DIY and making it sound amazing, and it's awesome. The recording is just as quality as the product, so it's as the music. So I enjoy all of it all the time. Keep it up, man.
We're a bit later in the stream, but am I allowed to talk about the bonus track? Not play it, but just talk about it.
Yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
It's public knowledge at this point. So.
Okay, yeah. Kaka to Partio? How do you say that? I'm going to, please.
Kaka ti partito.
You're amazing at something. Thank you.
It's Italian.
Kaka ti part. Okay, Vito, one more time.
Kaka ti partito. It's supposed, like, the original is con ti con ti partito. Yeah, that's how it goes. I was on a bike. I was on a exercise bike at the YMCA, and it started playing, and I was like, "Oh, something must be." Nope. Yeah, he's playing it. Hell yeah! He switches gears, and it's like, yeah, baby. I love this. I'm gonna show my nonna next time I see her.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I absolutely love that track. That's probably like of the official album. That's not my number. That of the whole album, that would be my number 2. I really enjoyed that, and it kind of reminds me as well how the Conquering of the Sun speeds up in the last album. So it's kind of got that same vibe as that song. I was wondering though, was this track at all inspired by when you sang opera? Because you did sing opera once upon a time, didn't you? And the story it started with karaoke. You were doing karaoke, which led to singing opera.
Yeah, I was doing karaoke, and I was just really drunk and singing opera, and an actual opera singer approached me and was just like, "Hey, like, would you have any interest in actually, like, doing opera?" And it turned into this whole thing. We did some opera performances and stuff like that. It was fun, but it's not my crowd, not my kind of people. Like, I'm really, really into metalheads and the way they are. Opera people are kind of skeezy and weird and gross.
Okay, but you did it once, though. You had an opportunity to do it the one time. Yeah. I believe you were singing. Freddie Mercury was trying to get into opera a long time ago, and it was the performance you were doing was based on 2 songs that he performed. I'm not even going to try saying them. Barcelona, I'm sure I can say that one correctly. And Ensueño. Ensueño. It's yes, right, because it's got the accent on the end. Ensueño. But anyway, so did this track have anything to do with your love of opera, or what? Why did you pick this song to cover?
I mean, we picked it because it's a hilarious song to fucking do a power metal cover of. But It's also, yeah, man, of course, it's a love of opera and classical music. Like we're big fans. Like most of us are big fans of opera and classical music. So, being able to do a shot, like we could have just covered another power metal song or something, but this made a lot more sense for everything overall.
Were you ever inspired by the movie Step Brothers by chance?
No, I wasn't inspired by it, but it's what everybody thinks of when they hear that song.
Okay.
It's fine by me. I mean, like, if people want to scream boats and hoes in the crowd, I'm not.
Boats and hoes.
Have you seen that, Wally?
I have. Yes, I remember that now. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, and I just wanted to quickly touch on other projects you've been a part of. You do a lot of vocal work for. I mean, there's lots of projects you've been part of, but Planeswalker, was this like a Lord of the Rings kind of based project, or what is this with the ring in the background? Planeswalker.
It's a. Well, I mean, good guess with the ring, but no, Planeswalker is a Magic the Gathering thing. Oh,
it's Magic the Gathering. Okay. So you're like a through and through Magic the Gathering fanboy then.
Yeah, I mean, to the extent that I love it, not to the extent that I'm like some of the punishing nerds that jump on our streams and are just shit talking the whole time, and like I do other things than play Magic. But right. I've been playing it since I was 6 years old, right? Like it's been a big part of my life. The artwork, the reading comprehension, like it's literally half the reason why I did well in school, because I spent so much time playing Magic. So yeah, it's a big part of my upbringing.
Very cool. Very cool. Arc and Fire, Kelowna, BC's Arc and Fire. You on Call of the North, you have some guest vocals on there. It's a stellar song too, by the way. Your voice adds a lot to that, to some of the gravitas of that particular track. Metal Sissa.
Yeah, that was a really fun one.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. The Metal Sissa. This is, I'm going to look that up. I wasn't, oh, sorry. I wasn't, here we go. Let's make sure we can hear it. Oh, I don't know what happened there. There we go. From Fern Gully. Oh, man. Fern Gully, I should say. I always string it together. Oh, man. That's pretty awesome.
So good.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. That's Basil from Power Glove and his partner, Narcissa.
Oh,
and
okay.
They were doing this cover for her channel. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And I think there's another Rav/Power Glove thing coming out in the next little while. So
excellent. Yes, Spirit of the Wood YouTube channel. That's where you can find more performances from the duo, I guess, and their guest singers and guest performers. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Also, Metal Sissa on Instagram. You might have saw in the shot there. Vito?
I've got a random question.
Yeah.
Does me being case? So I can't sing. I don't know anything about singing. But does having a split tongue carry any advantages?
Oh, that's a great question.
It carries no advantages or disadvantages as far as singing goes. Literally, its perks are all beyond the realm of music.
Okay. All aesthetic. It's so cool, though.
Okay, so now the part of the interview, we talked about the album. We promoted it, I think, quite a bit. I like to pull up random stuff from social media and kind of say, so what's going on here? That's basically what this section is. It's what's going on here from social media. So we're going to pull some different things up here. What is going on here?
Oh, that was one of our...
Super appreciated. Excited to send all this good stuff over to New York. And, just as promised for you...
Okay, all right. So what's the story behind that, Rav? Beautiful tattoo, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, someone pre-ordered the album. Was like, I want your ass in my shout out. I'm like, okay. So I did it.
Carlos, close.
Right, and they're also Caffeine Warriors. You had a coffee to go with the album release that time too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the album release had coffee that came with it last time, the Caffeinous coffee, and then this next coming one has the Ravenous, so it comes with the Ravenous chopsticks and the ramen packet. We try to do food puns every album.
I like it. Okay, that's awesome. I don't have a photo of that. Next thing I'm going to pull up here. Is it true that Rolling Stone Germany, you were featured in Rolling Stone's, the German version of Rolling Stone?
Yeah, it was Aaron from Annihilator. He was on tour in Germany, and wherever they stopped to get gas, and he pulls out a Rolling Stone magazine, and he ended up taking a video of it. He's like, so I go to pull out this Rolling Stone magazine. Who the fuck do I see on the second page? Fucking Ravioli. I'm like, yeah, sorry. I'm everywhere.
How? What's the story behind this? How did you get into this magazine? Is it about you, or is it just a random photo?
No, it's a bit about 70,000 tons and just about like metalheads and all that kind of stuff. Like it was all kind of part and parcel with the cruise.
Yeah, a lot of great memories from that 70,000 tons of metal. That's the cruise ship. It comes off Florida, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah. Yeah. I was this close to going one year. I really wish I would have. It looks like a really amazing time.
Next one here is just a series of bands you've had an opportunity to meet. Maybe some inspiration for you as well. These guys here, Hammerfall.
Yeah, so we toured with Hammerfall before. So I mean, they're all really nice guys, but they were mostly blown away by the fact that they met a Canadian guy that can speak Swedish. So that was pretty fun, and the fact that I'm like a foot shorter than everyone in the band.
Well, the Swedes are not known for being short, right? They're tall people.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
I even remember meeting when I met In Flames. I was not expecting him to be as like Anders. I was not expecting him to be as tall as he is, because even compared to some of his bandmates, he looks short. But I'm looking up at him, like while I'm interviewing him. I'm like, holy crap, these people are huge. All right. Next up, we have. Is this really you? And yeah. Papa? Huh? Is this for real? Did you really?
Is it?
Or is this a costume? No. Is this a costume?
No. This is just a really good costume.
Oh, okay.
That is a good costume.
It was when the first EP came out, and we were just like, "Oh, fucking take this picture," and everyone thought it was actually him. So yeah, it was. I just didn't say anything, but no, it didn't happen. Yeah,
me fooled, man. That's a pretty awesome costume. Okay, what's coming up next? Hypocrisy. This is pretty stellar. How did you get to meet Hypocrisy?
It was kind of the same thing, just kind of hanging out after the show and
okay.
Around. But again,
fair enough.
Getting blown away that a Canadian spoke Swedish. So obviously that's like the easiest opener to getting their attention, right?
Well, what?
Most of my favorite bands are Swedish. So
okay, dumb question. How do you know Swedish? Is that did you grow up knowing it, or is it something you learned later in life?
Nope, I just chose to learn it one day. I mean, I don't speak it that well, but I speak it well enough that you'd understand what the fuck I'm saying. Right. That's impressive. To have a basic conversation with somebody and be able to understand them, that's impressive. That's very good. So you learn it just because you just wanted to, hey? That's freaking awesome, man. That's smart. Yeah, I just love Swedish metal, and I love Sweden, and I love the people, and I was, backpacking around Europe for metal festivals was the whole inspiration behind starting Ravenous, so kind of made sense to at least be able to converse with them in their own language. I'm self-conscious about pronouncing his name, but Peter Tagren. Peter from I just said Tagren. Tagren? Okay. I'm a huge fan of all of his work, like Pain, his project Pain, stellar music, and also his work now with Till Lindemann from Rammstein. They have Lindemann, like great artist. It's just amazing to meet him, and Hypocrisy as well. Man, that would be a dream interview for me to be able to talk to that guy. All right, social media. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, this one we kind of had a little of a sneak preview earlier about this, but here. Oh, audio. Come on. Here, Twitch on, Instagram on a browser is not the nicest thing. There we go.
Albert Gottfried, and this is Stu Ravenous. Well, it seems he's got a new album out, and in case you haven't heard, it's a piece of shit. It's the worst thing you'd ever hear. I mean, a sack of rats being beaten to death sounds better than this album. If you had the choice of getting this album or puncturing your eardrums with an ice pick, choose that one. Because you'll thank me for it later. Anyway, so get your ice pick ready. Hi.
I love him so much.
You got a cameo of him? Oh, quickly in the chat. What's up, Wicked Wally? Says War official. We interviewed War last week, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Did you tell him to shit on the album, or did Gilbert come up with that himself?
No, I just sent the album and just tell us what you think. It turned out pretty great.
That's amazing.
It's better. This is way better than him saying he liked it, right? This is way more entertaining 100%. To get roasted by Gilbert Godfrey.
All right.
Awesome.
I apologize that I have to do this, but I actually have to drive my partner to work.
Oh, you have to go. You have
our little final wrap-ups.
Okay, I didn't realize you had a deadline, man. That's okay. No worries. Vito and I can continue the show if you got to get going. But thanks again, Rav,
Thanks so much, man. It was so good. Thanks so much for your time, dude.
Guys,
like,
it was my
great.
pleasure, man. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and just getting a chance to chat about all the ridiculous things that happen behind the scenes that people don't usually get to see.
Right. Thanks so much, Rav, for joining. And have a great night, man.
Awesome, man. Thank you, guys. Okay, take care.
And again, all the links are in the description for to check out Ravenous. You can go to their website and have a great night, man. Thanks. Okay, Vito, it's just you and I. We're gonna have to bring you over here. Yeah, dude. Well, that was a lot of fun. I didn't realize we had a deadline there, so I would have moved things forward a little bit quicker. But anyway, I think now we could probably get into our review segment for tonight. How does that sound?
Let's do it.
All right, I was hoping to get. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. It's just because when someone drops the call, it kind of messes everything up. You got your big head there now. So for tonight we're gonna do some reviews. Thanks again, Rav, for joining in. I thought we had some power metal actually to review tonight to go along with Ravenous. Let me just good enough for now, I guess. So for tonight, let's get into it. Let's do some reviews and then we'll close off the show from there. All right, it's time for some reviews. All right, time for some reviews here on the Wicked Wally webcast. We are going to be taking a look at two different bands in tonight's review segment, both with some power metal influence in their music. The first band we're going to check out is Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising, they are Spanish, I believe. Yeah, Phoenix Rising. They're from Spain. They're a Spanish power metal band and we're listening to their track El Tremor de un Hombre Sabio. I think my goal for the next episode is to work on my pronunciation better. I think, Vito, that's what I got to work on before I join the show. Is you're gonna have to. Maybe you'll go through it for me, help me with the pronunciation of certain things.
I'll help you. We'll see how that goes.
So today we proudly bring you, here's the description, the new video for this song. It translates to Fear of a Wise Man, taken from our latest album, Acta es Fabula, which is Latin for The Play is Over. This time around, we luckily managed to squat up with many beloved musicians' friends from all around the Spanish metal scene, and we could not be more grateful. Together we will get through these difficult times. Eventually we will return to the stages stronger than ever. This song is inspired by the fantasy trilogy The King Killer Chronicle, and sings about resilience, overcoming adversity, and passion for music. It gathers all classic elements from the power metal we love from the 90s and renewed and personal style. Only time will tell if this will become a classic of the genre, but for now, here it is for your enjoyment. Well, we'll see if it's going to become a classic. I guess Vito and I can be the judge of that tonight. And so we're going to pull that up here. Give me 1 second here. Going to pull that up here. Oh.
You got this. I know you can do it.
Yeah, for sure. So just while I'm digging this up, Vito.
Yes.
What was your favorite song on the Ravenous album? I don't think we actually got to that.
You know, I think so. I'm gonna have to say Onwards and Upwards, just because when I heard it, it's an awesome song, number one. But that's something one of my cousins always says, and he moved to Australia, and I haven't seen him in like 3 years because with the lockdown and everything, and he actually has it tattooed on his wrist. So like, it reminds me of him, so it gives me a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah.
But also the song is just badass. Like, it's hard to pick a winner, but I think because I have that little bit of nostalgia, that's my one. That's on the regular album. But the bonus track, Coti Partido, is like,
yeah,
it's so awesome. And it's just the way it gains as it goes. It's just, I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to show other people that. Only a few more weeks. I can't wait for everybody to buy it too. Like, get them some money because they have some expenses, man, for sure. I love to support the the locals.
Getting
get the workout.
Yeah, getting that level of production is that's definitely expensive.
It blows me away.
Yeah.
It's done in his basement. Like how is like, even with the last album when you said you recorded it like literally in his bedroom,
right?
I was like, what? Like, that's just so quality. Like, obviously he puts so much care and attention to everything he does because it shows and everything. Even like the kids song he made, it's just everything he touches is gold. I love that. That guy's a fucking man.
All right, I got the song queued up here finally. Phoenix Rising. So Phoenix Rising, their song El Temor de un hombre sabio. Sorry if I butchered it, guys. Let's do this.
Ooh, I like that.
I watched a little bit of this video already, and it's cool how they shot it. Very unique take on this kind of style of video. All right, initial thoughts, Vito. What do you think, man?
I love how there's like a million people playing the exact same thing. So like you don't really know who's actually playing what.
Right. Well, yeah, they got a bunch of people from the music community to shoot the video. From this video, I don't know who's actually in the band.
I'd show you. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And like it was, I clued in when I saw the second drummer and I was like, what? There's not two. Just funny. I love that they did that.
Well, well put together. Musically, I dig it. It's very fast. I don't know, maybe a bit of a Stradivarius kind of vibe I get from the music. I kind of like it from that perspective, from that band. One of the folks in the chat think, anyone listening right now, what do you think of the music? What do you think of Phoenix Rising? Very epic. It almost reminds some of that the orchestral part here almost reminds me of maybe like an Osiren song all of a sudden from Calgary's Osiren.
Yeah, a little bit.
This music video is brought to you by Zoom.
So true. That's amazing.
All right.
Just everyone's on Zoom.
All right. I think it's time we can give our metal horns. I think we get general thoughts. I don't have too much more to add, but I can give my general thoughts of it. How many metal horns are you, Vito?
What's the total again? Like
you can do 2 metal horns up. Yeah. So 2 metal horns up if you really love it. One if you. I think people have done this sometimes, but 1 up. You can do 2 sideways if you're not sure. 1 down, 2 down. So in terms of like or dislike,
1 of each.
Yeah. Kind of there. So yeah, like a 1.5 metal horns. Not quite 2 up, but 1.5 metal horns.
Good.
I'd agree as well. Yeah, I'd agree as well. But really done well. The music video was honestly. I'm going to give 2 for the music video because that's the most creative use of doing like the remote. I recently on a recent episode we watched a music video that had in studio playing cut. I forget what the name of the band was now, but cut in with like footage of them as kids. And it sounds like a really cool idea. Like a really cool idea. Like, and the idea for the video is awesome, and the old footage, the grainy footage from when they're children was awesome as well. But when it cut to them playing, it was just very static shots. The lighting wasn't interesting. It wasn't, and this is just people at home. But the way they cut it, the split screen, whoever put together this video and edited this together, made this video, did a fantastic job. Did a lot with a little. Do you know what I mean? You know that saying when they say doing a lot with a little. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, given the circumstances, who knows what their lockdown was like, right? So they did. Yeah, I think they do really good.
Yeah, so two up for the video. I just found that really original, and 1.5 for me for the music. Not that it wasn't great. I mean, but 2 metal horns has to be something that just really gets you. You know, it really drags you in, and it's just personal tastes, right? So, but we both liked it. We both liked it. Definitely, both liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I love cheesy power metal though.
Yeah, me too. I like a bit of all kinds of metal, so that's kind of helps. So the next band we're going to check out here on the Wicked Wally webcast, from cover band to full-on heavy metal originals. That's the story of Finland's Mysterizer, who made their debut with their 2018 EP, Tales from the Mystery Days, followed right after their 2019 full-length Invisible Enemy from Inverse Records. Now signed to Rockshot Records, they will be unleashing their sophomore album, The Holy War 1095, later in 2021. So we're going to be just checking out the single, Burn Witch Burn. So we'll check that out and see how... Oh, they're there. The Vito can be that guy now. Hi, Vito. Hi, Scully. All right, so Mesmerizer, Burn Witch Burn. Let's check this out. Let's do this. Okay, all right. Initial thoughts, Vito.
It's not too bad. Definitely think I need to hear it to the end to see like how it goes. Honestly, for me, like it's a little bit flat. Like I want a little more like ups and downs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Also, where were they from? I cannot figure out what language they were speaking.
Oh, Finland. They're Finnish.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Well, it's actually if you listen closely enough, I think it's English. I think it's.
I mean, the chorus is
right. The chorus. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the chorus. Oh, yeah, it's Finnish. Yes, Finnish. So, I don't know. It's just kind of. I kind of agree as well. As the vocals are kind of. Not as accentuated as I thought. The music video, it's kind of the opposite as the last one, where I thought they did a lot with a little, and they have a little here, but I don't think I really like this music video, the way it's put together either. I'm not really a big fan of it. Just having a vocalist like that on camera, just singing like that by himself, I think you need something more, or different angles, or further away, or cut to him in different something. I mean, the stock footage of the fireplace, and there's a burning witch, still image.
I want to see the band. Like, I want to see them play.
Yeah, me too. There's a guitar.
Oh,
there's a guitar being played here right away. Let's go. Okay, well here's the rest of the band. I'm going to show them here. So there are other members in the band, not just the lead vocalist. Yeah, I'm interested to wonder why they didn't do kind of what we saw from the past video, where they had different shots and stuff. Why they didn't include the other band members in the video? I'm not sure why. I can't hear you, Vito.
It's not bad. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, when I think music videos, I want to see the band.
Yeah,
right?
Especially this kind of video, for sure. Like, example is we had Edmonton's Immunize did a video where they had to shoot it in the pandemic, and they were all separate. They're all separate locations, but then it was just cut together and edited together so well. And at the right times, you see the right person playing. You don't miss the fact that they're not in the same room. just done really well. Immunized. So the music video, I can even pull that up. They did a fantastic job of doing the exact same thing.
I remember that. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, so not a fan of the music video, and the music. It's hard to judge a band on one song, but if we're judging this one song, I'm like this. I'm not going to give it a horns down because I don't think it's bad. I don't think there's a lot of musicianship there. There's a lot of skill I can hear, but in terms of just the song itself, it's not grabbing me. It's not catching me. Yeah, you're saying you want to see more ups and downs. The music video is definitely not helping the song at all. A better music video actually might help this. Might actually help this a bit, at least when we're watching it. But yeah, so Sideways. 2 horns sideways. Not worth a horn down. No, it's not definitely
good musicians and stuff, but it's kind of hard to follow. Like when you see like Ravenous, you know what I mean? Like
right.
flashing my mind, and it's like,
yeah, exactly. All right, well, I'm going to let folks know what's coming up on future episodes of the Wicked Wally webcast. We've actually got one more show in the cooker ready to go, and I'm going to explain to everyone why shortly here. Wednesday, October 13th, so next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain, same Wicked time, same Wicked channel. We have episode number 37, Lutharo. They are a melodic metal band hailing from Hamilton, Canada, formed in 2013. They have an epic sound that sees aspects of power metal and death metal combining, with melodies and harmonies and percussion and hard-hitting power. They've shared the stage with acts such as Unleash the Archers, Ailstorm, Nervosa, The Agonist, Ex Mortis, Striker, and more. High Wraith, their new full-length... I'm going to make sure I say that one correctly, too, before they come on the show. Will be released on October 15th, 2021. So, yeah, I can't wait to interview them. A really awesome... they have a female vocalist. She does harsh vocals and power metal vocals, which is really impressive to me for any vocalist to be able to do that, to go back and forth between the two of those. Very, very impressive. Very cool blend. And it'll be Jay will be my co-host for that. She'll be joining me on that episode next week, so make sure you tune in for that. And for everyone here who has started following us on Twitch, started subscribing, if you're still watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to get to 100 subscribers. And yeah, follow us, subscribe. We're on Instagram as well, Wicked Wally Webcast on Instagram. You can see show clips and find out what's coming up next before it happens. That's a way to stay up to date on new shows and things coming up. And the reason there's no shows planned after that one so far is because I am moving. So not a very interesting... I know. I'm sorry, Vito. I mean, that doesn't have to really change what we're doing here because we're doing things remote here again because of the pandemic. So we'll still be doing shows, but I am moving, so will at least need 1 week of no Wicked Wally webcast because I have to set up the studio again in a new house. But I still plan on doing the show. I'm going to be in Edmonton, Alberta, actually, moving from Calgary to Edmonton. I was actually going to ask Rav about Edmonton because he was born there. He's born and raised in Edmonton. So I was going to ask Rav a little bit about it, but didn't get the chance. If he had any advice on moving to Edmonton. So yeah, I'll be in Edmonton. They have a great metal scene there as well. I mean, we've interviewed several bands from Edmonton. We interviewed Immunize, I mentioned earlier, Sadistic Embodiment, Juliet Ruin we interviewed from there. Who else? There's one I'm forgetting and I'm feeling terrible now. There's one other band from Edmonton that we interviewed on this show. Juliet Ruin, Immunize, yeah, Sadistic Embodiment, and there's, I think, one more. Anyway, so yeah, definitely have a great metal scene there, and definitely represent metal in that city. And this show doesn't have to end because I'm moving, but I do need a break.
Absolutely. You deserve it. You're
right.
a hard-working man.
All right, well, thanks again, everyone, who tuned in tonight. And again, follow, subscribe. You can buy our merchandise, Wicked Wally merchandise. You can donate to the channel. But honestly, just watching it is the best thing you can do. Following us and watching it, telling your friends. Get the word out there. This is a fun show, and I think it'd be more fun for even more people to see it. Awesome. So everyone, have a great night tonight. And, oh, wait. Rav says he'll be back in 10. Hold on. He's going to come back? Hold on. We can maybe do this. Hold on, everybody. This is the internet, and it's streaming, and we can go long if he wants to come back. Oh, no worries. I think he's going to come back. Hold on. So this is not very riveting right now because we can't see what's going on, but I'm just getting things figured out here in the background. Absolutely. All right, friggin' right. He wants to come back. Oh, he felt bad. He got kind of quiet. Rav got kind of quiet towards the end. I didn't know what was going on. He just felt bad. Well, that's okay, dude. Life got in the way. We didn't actually talk about. This is not very nice to look at because we see a window. Let me fix that. But yeah, he just felt bad. He had to go. That's okay, man. Life happens. My kid could start crying, and Jen needs my help. She usually does a lot when I'm doing that. So here, let me go back to the call. Yeah, sure. Let's give him a chance to come back on here. That was all in caps. I didn't mean to do that. That's okay. He knows I'm excited. So we're just chatting with Rav right now. He just says, be back in 10. Be back in 10. So, all right, well, we finished our reviews. What else can we talk about for 10 minutes? I'm sure I can figure out some stuff. Actually, you know what I'll do, Vito? I'm going to pull up some of the stuff I want to talk to Rav about when he comes back here. There, it's going to do my best to get you on camera till things get sorted out.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what a guy! Even coming back.
That's pretty damn cool. Okay,
that's pretty That's a dedication if I've ever heard of one.
I've never done that before. I've never had that before. I've never had a guest come back. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. So obviously he was having a good time. All right, so we're going to talk. So when Rav comes back, I mean, I was going through some of his social media stuff, which is a lot of fun. We could get his opinion of these two bands as well. Maybe he wouldn't be as harsh with Mysterizer. So I kind of wouldn't mind him coming back in and giving his opinion on what he thinks of these bands. That would be really. Musician. Yeah, exactly. Not the actual musician. He could definitely tell us a lot more. So yeah, I'll give him a quick shot of both of those. I won't listen to the whole thing again, but a quick shot of those two and see what he thinks of those bands. And yeah, and then when he comes back, I got some sort of like embarrassing stuff on social media. Not embarrassing, he posted it, so it's stuff that he should be okay to see. But some fun stuff on his social media that I'm going to bring up as well. So yeah, if Rav is coming back, then yeah, let's definitely continue with the show. Let's see here. I'm going to go back and pull up that video. Do you have anything you can share, fun stories about when you saw these guys live? Usually every time I talk to you, Vito, you have good stories about seeing bands in concert. Do you have anything to share about seeing Ravenous live?
So, like I said before, I brought my buddy down who was like just getting into metal. Like he had just discovered, like maybe 6 months before that, he had just discovered Iron Maiden. He's like, dude, Iron Maiden. I'm like, really? Like, how old are you? Like, come on. I was like, okay, if you like them, then you should come to the show. And like I said, he was a little bit like, I don't know, like, maybe. And then I told him Jen was going. I was like, listen, Jen is Wally's significant other.
Right, yes.
Jen does not listen to metal. Like, at that point, she's like new to metal. She's going.
Right.
If she's going, you can go. You can do it. And it just turned him. And he got a cool photo with Rav eating his head as well, as did I. I was actually trying to find the photo of both of us getting our photo with Rav. And it was just fun, man. Dickens is such a great venue to see a show like that.
Yes.
It's a good size. It's not huge, but it's big enough that it's like a big energy. And while being intimate at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like, everyone's best friends there. It's always a good time. If you want, you can even get food, which is sweet, which some venues you just can't. So, yeah, I always, like, order a pizza at the beginning of the night when everyone's trickling in and stay nice and full and soak up all the booze.
Hi, did you?
And, ooh.
That's Gilbert Godfrey again.
Fun. Oh, was it? It was just fun. It was a fun night. I think that was the only time I seen them, to be honest. I wish I would have seen them more, but man, sometimes just life gets in the way. And
the reason I was gushing about the vodka metal battle thing too, and is again, I don't want to take away from any of the amazing performances that were there and whatever. The reason is because that album release show, and it also could be the energy of the crowd, right? That also makes a difference. It's their album release, everyone's going crazy, but that was one of the, like, it's from a local band, like you said, that pride, right, of having someone from the city that you're in, to be that awesome. That show, that album release show, was one of the best concerts I've ever, like, performances I've seen. Like, it's up there with the top performances I've seen. It's up there with In Flames. It's up there with, it's up there with seeing Iron Maiden. Like, it's
tight. Like, live, they sound just like like, it's insane. It's so crazy. And then the other thing about that show was, I want to say it was close to sold out. If it wasn't sold out, it was damn close to it. And this is the thing I like about the Calgary metal scene, is everybody I've ever seen at metal shows was at that show.
Yeah.
Like, you might not know them, but it's like, oh, I've seen that guy. Or like people from other bands. There's other bands going to see them. That just shows that, like, man, if other bands are going to see this band, obviously they're awesome. Because a lot of bands don't go to shows unless they know it's worth it. Like, they...
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure,
so
for sure.
It was so much fun. I miss Dickens. I haven't been there so long. Are they back open?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You need the double vaccination deal, and that I think they were starting to do that even before it was a mandate. They've been trying to open. They've been trying to be as safe as possible, that venue. They've been very responsible. So the metal bar is taking a very responsible stance on doing things properly. Awesome venue. I'm gonna miss Dickens when I come back to Calgary. I'm gonna have to be able to go back to Dickens for old time's sake. Yeah, I guess the Starlight Room in Edmonton's supposed to be a really cool venue. Have you ever been there? I haven't. No.
It's great. It's great. It's a great room. Absolutely. Yeah, I think I've only seen one show there. I'm pretty sure it's Starlight Room. Yeah, I seen Woodhawk there.
He's freaking back. I did not expect that. I've never had a guest return after leaving when they had to go or whatever. So, dude, thanks so much for coming back on the show, Rav.
Yeah, no worries, guys. I apologize, but this is something that people really do not factor in when it comes to art, is real life getting in the fucking way. We've got responsibilities, we've got loved ones, we've got people we've made commitments to, and it's not enough to do this 12 hours a day and drink 20 White Claws. It's sometimes you gotta just do what you say you're gonna do. So thank you guys for having me back.
No worries. I was telling Vito, I'm like, if Jen needed me to help with her daughter, like, or something crazy was going on, I'd be gone. Like, I'd be gone too. Oh, who's that?
Who's that little one?
This is Furkle. You guys know Furkle?
Furkle is actually... He has custom emotes for Twitch. So if you're looking at the Twitch chat at all, if there's any of the birds, the flock of Ravenous flock in the chat, they can put their official emotes, and one of them is that little guy right there.
Aww.
There it is. Yeah, he just put it in the chat.
He just had his balls snipped off. So.
Oh.
Goodbye, balls.
Oh no.
Right.
Oh no.
It's all right. He's living his best life. It's been a couple weeks. He's healed. He's good to go.
All right. So something we did when you were away, Rav, is we did a review segment, and I don't want to replay the songs from in their entirety for the chat, but I'd really love to get a musician's opinion on reviews. That's why we like having our guests join us for the review segment, because Vito and I are fans. Jay, she'll be joining us next week. She is a musician, but the rest of us are mostly just fans doing this podcast, this webcast. I want to get your honest opinion. So I wanted to give you a short preview of the track we're going to listen to now is Phoenix Rising. They are a band from Spain, and just give us, we'll play a little bit of the song and just give us your general thoughts. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, if you can, just play the chorus.
Oh, and let me know if you can. Let me know if you can hear it now. Can you hear? Yes. Okay, great. Yep. Chorus. Let's see if I can skip to the chorus. think this is the chorus. Sorry. Skip around a bit more. Thoughts?
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Now, the one thing we didn't mention is we don't actually know who's in the band. So,
except for
that's my one critique.
Except for this, except probably this guy.
Maybe this guy.
Yeah, so the story behind it is they actually took a bunch of other musicians that they know in the Spanish music scene, and they shot their own videos of them performing the music. And then as you go through the music video, you see more and more squares, and it's sort of like a Zoom meeting from hell kind of thing, with all the people performing the song. It's actually a really creative way, I think, to shoot a video like this. See if we can find a solo. All right, so Rav says he loves it. Vito and I, listening to more of the song, you give metal horns here is how we do it. How we started doing this is so 2 metal horns up is like the best you can give it. Well, you can do 1 metal horn. Some people do one of these too, like one sideways, metal horns down. You get the idea. So
1 1/2.
1 1/2. That's a good way. Yeah, same. You agree perfectly with Vito and I. Do you hear any influences in that from any other bands? I mentioned I kind of reminded me of Stradivarius a little bit, but
yeah, I mean anything 90s to 2000 power metal. Could be Angra, could be
sure
Rhapsody. I mean that's what I call good old fashioned power metal. That's like straightforward. It is to the point, straight up power metal. Like about as well, I don't want to say typical because that sounds derogatory, but you know what I mean. Token power metal.
Power metal can be token, though, and be great. Knowing what to expect doesn't make it a bad thing. Okay. So then the next band we're going to listen to is called Mr. Riser, and they are Finnish. They are a Finnish band. We're going to skip ahead a bit and try to get closer to the chorus, and I want to get your thoughts on this, Rav. Okay, I'm really curious to hear what Rav thinks of this one. 1 metal horn.
I'll give it 1 horn.
You give it 1 horn. Okay. Yeah, we listened to it a bit more, and I don't know if it's just the music video, because we watched the rest of the music video, and it's mostly just, like, you only at one part see someone playing guitar, like you see their hands. The rest is just the lead vocalist and, like stock footage of fires and stuff like that. So the video, I wasn't a big fan of the music video itself. I actually liked the last music video better that was done with all the Zoom call stuff. But we ended up giving it sideways, Vito and I, actually. Metal horn sideways on that one. We weren't quite as into it. I guess you got to probably listen to more of the track to know, but yeah, that's okay. You do dig it. What is it?
Listen to more of it.
No.
Yeah.
2 sideways equals 1 upright.
Yeah, I agree.
There you go. Awesome. All right, so we got your opinion as well. It seems like we're not completely out to lunch as fans. Yeah, how much time do you got, man? I don't want to run into a situation where
I'm set for the rest of the night, man. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm here for the rest of the night. As long as I get 1 more White Claw break to go fill up, because I just have a bunch of empty cans beside me now. As long as I get that, then we're golden. Matter of fact, I'm on mobile. I'm just gonna take my phone with me and keep this interview going while I go to my kitchen.
Why not? All right, yeah, the only thing I'd left that we kind of missed out on was the reviews, which you just did, and I had a few more things to pull up from social media, and that's pretty much it, dude. So you didn't really end at a bad time, but we can go ahead and finish the rest of this.
Yeah, let's do it.
So from your social media, this is pretty damn cool. I'm going to play this. This is going to give you a chance to grab your beer. But this was from 70,000 tons of metal. I'm going to play the clip and you can explain it after. This is freaking sick. This is wonderful, man. The lead vocalist from Rhapsody, holy shit! Like that, like I see the smile on your face, man. That still must just bring back such wonderful memories. Even watching that now, hey?
Yeah, man. I mean, I had posters of that band in my room as a kid, right? And I know a lot of people hate hearing that, where they're like, they start to feel old. But the reality is, you know, I've been such a Rhapsody fan my whole life, so to be able, and it was a funny scenario. Like right before that, I was on stage and I was singing that Conte Partiro, and he was like, right. "Oh, this is my favorite song. Can I sing it with you?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you can." and then afterwards, it was the same thing with this one, where like he was singing this, and I just walked up and he just like pulled me up, and we started singing Scorpions together, and it's one of those
so
memories
cool.
that I really cherish. You know, like it's just one of those things where, aside from touring with the band or being on stage with the band, like this is the closest in my heart to performing with Rhapsody, in a band that's been so important to me and so influential, right? I mean, fuck, I'm sitting here eating cheese. That band exudes everything that there is about power metal cheese. And it's, yeah, man, it was an incredible time. Wonderful dude. I can't wait to, you know, run cross paths with him again.
Yeah, and that's the thing about most artists, especially, I don't know if it's all genres, but at least in the metal genre, not a lot of these bands we look up to, a lot of these guys can just walk down, guys and gals, and they can all walk down the street usually, you know, and live a life and go to the grocery store. Even some of these bands we idolize, they can lead normal lives. So they tend to be the most normal, down to earth, like awesome people who've sacrificed a lot to get to where they are, worked very hard to get to where they are. So they're more. I've met a lot more humble people that I've interviewed and talked to in the music scene, in well-known bands and lesser-known bands, than I have those who are arrogant. By far, I can think of maybe one person I've met that was kind of had a bit of thought maybe a little too much of themselves. That was it. Everyone else was humble and awesome. So that's saying something.
Don't leave us hanging, man. Who was it?
No, no. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to say it. I'll make some enemies tonight if I do. Or should I? Okay.
You're not getting anywhere if you don't make enemies.
Someone in the chat has to say they want to hear it.
Ooh.
Besides Rav. It can't be Rav. That's cheating.
Yeah, I don't have a horse in this race. I stand nothing to lose here, so.
Right. All right. Oh yeah, and this I want to bring up is you have a number of parody songs here about the pandemic. These yeah. Are you embarrassed by them?
Mm-hmm.
No, okay.
No, they were fun. It's just they were spawned out of boredom, right? There was the Beastie Boys one. There was the Queen one, the Coronavirus Rhapsody.
Right.
You know, touch your face, wash your hands. Will you wash your hands? Bismillah, no, we will not wash our hands. Which, by the time, if I would have waited a year to put that out, then it would have been Bismillah, no, we will not wear a mask. Wear your mask. Like, whatever, man. It's just fun ways to cope with times of uncertainty and turmoil.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Yeah, I dig it. Sanitize.
Remember all of y'all just to sanitize. Remember all of y'all just to sanitize.
sanitize. It sounds like you're shouting there. Or is that just a vocal technique to sound like you're shouting? It sounds like you're...
No, I was screaming my fucking lungs off of that one. I didn't realize how high that guy's voice is. It was just like...
Right.
Super fucking high. And
Right.
I've established a bunch of times on the street and stuff. Like, I'm a baritone. I sing very low. So even the Ravenous stuff is like pushing me to the edge of my range. So
Sure. So that's definitely not. We're not going to hear more of that on any future Ravenous albums. That type of vocal.
yeah, no rapping on the Ravenous albums.
All right. Yeah, here's the Bohemian Rhapsody one. We'll listen to just a little bit of this one. It's good though.
It's a silhouette of a man. What a douche, did he even wash his hands? Gotta lay low, gotta lay low,
Gotta lay low.
Gotta lay low.
Oh,
Gotta lay
it's
low.
So good.
Gotta lay low.
I remember seeing those, and I was just like, yes, I feel you pain.
Masturbate.
I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy facing mortality, spinning his life from this monstrosity. Touch your face, wash your hands, will you wash your hands? Bismillah, no, we will not wash our hands. Bismillah, we will not wash our hands. Bismillah, we will not wash our hands.
Is that's you doing the high note too? I'm assuming.
That's me doing everything, man. I actually
Yeah.
have to look up YouTube videos of the Bohemian Rhapsody harmonies properly.
That's like mouse voice or something. That's pretty freaking high, man. To get the wash your hands part.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, you have a cover of Iron Maiden, Muse. I think this would be this one Jen would really like. My Jen would really love this. I don't know if your bandmates would ever allow you to do it, but that would be really cool live, I think. The Muse cover. Although would Metalheads not hate it?
To remember as like Metalheads. Yeah, like that's kind of the thing. Like people got to remember that as Metalheads, like we're into other music as well, right? We're not so closed-minded. And I mean, that guy's a fucking amazing. I don't even know his name, but the guy's an amazing singer, and that band puts out really interesting music. I mean, to me, they could have been like a modern day Queen. I don't really know what the fuck they're up to right now. I don't really care, but I'm a huge Queen fan, and you know, Freddie Mercury wouldn't limit himself to one style of anything. So, as much as we can do it without alienating our fans, we're gonna dip our toes into whatever the fuck we possibly can.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Those boundaries. Yeah, just stretching, and like you said, like I think that's like you said, you play with different genres and stuff, and I think that's good for musicians. It's like give a little bit of an open mind. Maybe it'll bring you something new, a new path, or just I don't know, just something a little bring your creativity out. So yeah.
And you're talking about those late nights, and this is a post from you. I really enjoyed this. It's a very personal kind of post. Sometimes when you have a bad night, there's nothing to do but play guitar. Hopeth. Oh, set up. Says everything. See, that's just the thing. I think, you know, you talked about you being a vocalist, but I mean, Is there a reason why you don't play guitar on stage as part of the band? It's just because you're kind of it's the frontman duties, kind of how that energy kind of takes too much from you, or?
Yeah, I mean it's what the packages that we were trying to do, right? Like we had a vision for this band from the get-go, and that vision included having a mobile frontman, right? Somebody to help the crowd, jump in the crowd if they're too fucking lazy. I mean, whatever it may be. The one tour where I did play guitar was that Hailstorm tour,
right.
And like it was fun, but even the people that saw it, they were like, it detracted from what they had already come to expect of a Ravenous show, which is that extreme energy, right? So I mean, that's the main reason why I don't really play guitar on stage. I still write all the songs and record a lot of them when we're doing the demoing and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's not my main instrument either, right? Like I've been focusing so much on singing lately that everything else has taking a little bit of a backseat compared to it.
Definitely. Last thing I want to talk about, and I'm having trouble finding the post right now, but for some reason, but is just actually no. We'll do one thing before that. Is that recently you posted a picture of you in a suit and tie with your haircut, and you had a photo of yourself, and you said that you've had enough of, I guess, the corporate world, or and you were focusing solely on your music career and things you do with music and streaming, and you and I chatted a bit about it before the show, and I just said how awesome I thought it was. You were really going for it, and how much credit I give you for trying something like this, because it takes a lot of balls, or I mean, I'm not trying to be sexist when I say that, but it takes a lot of courage, I'll say, to make a choice like that. So what made you finally want to focus 100% on this side of your life and this side of who you are?
Honestly, man, it was part of the music and the coronavirus thing, right? Again, it's one of those things where it's a situation we're not really used to being in. So during that whole time, I ended up picking up a corporate job, and I decided to work 9 to 5, getting paid a huge salary and fucking medical benefits and expense accounts and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yes, I've made it. I've put my education to good use and all those good things. I've never been more miserable in my entire life, All the money in the world couldn't account for the fact that by the time I got home, I was way too exhausted to even look at a guitar or my studio setup, and it really drove the point home that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is where my path is leading me. And it took me 31 years to really realize it. Even though I've been playing music forever, it's just to fully commit to give up stable income. It's a terrifying thing. So many people are just scared shitless of giving that up because they have responsibilities, they have duties, and I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm learning to balance it. But this whole change it's basically been about a month in the making.
Right.
So I mean, I'm still very early in this full-time artist journey, and I imagine it's going to be very difficult at times. But in times like now, with the album coming out and the hype and the shows, it's extremely rewarding, and it's a very satisfying thing to go through.
Yeah, man.
Good for you. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and just as long as you can stay afloat, pay the bills, it's very tough. It's very tough with something like this. And I'm not saying you're not going to be able to, because you definitely can. I know a good example of someone who lives, eats, and breathes music from our local scene that does a great job of making all his life all about music, and what he does is Tyler Corbett. He's an Osiren. He also does music production, and he also works. He teaches and works at a music store as well. So his whole life is music, basically. So everything is music. He teaches, and there's other from a basically Star Wars themed power metal band, Vis Mystica. The brains behind that. He actually stopped his job, and now he does is teach. He teaches guitar, and remotely over Zoom and Skype and stuff like that. And he produces and creates music. So you definitely can do it. Alternative streams of revenue are possible. Alternative ways of living are possible. Yeah, and I envy it a bit because I have a new kid, and it's like to give up my stable day job. I'm still getting to do this. I'm still having fun doing this, but I definitely only put about probably 25% of the energy that I want to be able to put into this, because I have other responsibilities. And for you to go for it, man, I wish you the absolute best, and you are the type that could be successful doing it. You know, you do have a chance of being successful doing it. You're business minded, you're social media minded, you push yourself. You're the type of individual that I think could actually become live an alternative life than the rest of us that have to go to a cubicle every day. Or I guess now we're working from home, but you know what I mean.
I get you, man. I appreciate the kind words of support. Really, it's no matter what life throws at you. I mean, it really boils down to character and how much you really want to push through it. And all I can really say for myself is that, you know, I'll pull myself out of a burning wreckage and get on stage if it means the show won't get canceled, right? So as long as you have that kind of mentality, most things you should be able to push through and persevere through.
Before I let you go, and I'll try to see if I can find other ways to help promote you as well any way I can. What are all the things you're doing now? There's the video game streaming. There's Ravenous. Are you doing other ways, other income streams, working with bands or?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of consulting work because apparently the way we've set up our supply chain for our merchandise makes way too much sense and saves a lot of people money. And so there's been bands that have been kind of reaching out for us to do consulting for them, or for me to do consulting for them.
Yep.
To basically just improve their actual supply chain.
Yep.
And I didn't realize all that business acumen would really come into handy. But yeah, if anybody wants some help in figuring out their merch game and getting things up there, because it's an important stream of revenue. I mean, the reality is it's the one thing people can't download anymore. So
right.
If you want something where it makes sense and you're actually making money and turning a profit and running it like a business, then reach out to Jaboy and I'll happily help you guys.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, we'll talk after the show. There is one thing I was thinking maybe you could help me with, but and I'd like to get your services on, but we'll talk about it after. Like I said, I'm impressed with what you've done. So anyway, so I think that's all I have to talk about tonight. Honestly, we went pretty late. The show doesn't usually go 3 hours long, but when I heard you were coming back, I stalled and I kept things going. We still do have a few folks still watching till the very bitter end. Thank you for staying up late and watching the show for 3 hours. There are a few viewers still hanging out with us. Thanks again, Rav, for coming back on the show. Vito, huge fan of yours. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you, Rav. You're the man.
And yeah, thanks again, man. Really enjoy this. So this is Rav, Vito, and Wally signing out. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks.
Dude,